Drivers, start your engines!
Be plenty of carnage, so full head on them, wound up. Yeehaw, boys. Holy. It's a junkyard. There's too much time hitting people. Just a second. No gas, gotta hang off here. Don't overdrive. Just let me do my job. 10 times. I don't care if I wreck the whole field. I'm over him. He's just a moron. That was an absolute bullshit. Not clear. Awesome. I tell you, Mama ain't raising no. What the f*** are you doing out here? People are saying, just racing like idiots. I don't care. Just let me drive. What is he doing? This is embarrassing. What a clown show.
Did you ever think you would see that?
How the f*** did that just happen? Holy cow! Let's go!
Oh, yeah. I hope all of you all over basically the entire lower 48 have thawed out at this point because we have never been so back. Welcome, everyone, to Season 9 of NWP. It's not just me either. It's also Danny B and Eric E. How's it going, guys?
Howdy, howdy. Season 9.
We are back, and it's not the random off-season episodes either.
Show's almost old enough to drink.
It's halfway there to adulthood. It's halfway to being drafted.
It'll be driving soon.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it'll be getting its learner's permit in a few years.
Yes.
But
It's
we're
about to go into a phase where a boy starts to become a man.
Oh.
all right. I think we need to move on.
I can't come up with a quick enough euphemism to continue
Nope.
that.
No, I can't either. But we're back and we are ready for the 2026 NASCAR season, which is hopefully right around the corner, I think. I don't know. There's a reason in the title I called it Snowman Gray and not Bowman Gray. But we'll talk about that in a bit. We have plenty to talk about that's new this year. And guys, I mean, there's new rides, there's somewhat new format, new rules, schedule changes. We just found out this week. Yeah, no beard either. But
That's the big news.
It's usually how it is early in the year.
You shave it off. When do you shave it off, Jared? Is it Vikings related?
Yeah, there's twice in the offseason I shave it off. It's when the Vikings get eliminated from the playoffs, which was much earlier this year. So I actually grew it back because they've been eliminated for so damn long because they suck. And then I shave it the night before the morning of the show, and I'm all baby faced, just like the first episode, you know.
See, you're now shaving your face because of your football team. Apparently, I have to embrace part of my last name, bald, and because the Titans, we're all going bald now. The entire coaching staff is bald men.
The first ones at the new stadium for you guys to do the halftime show should be like the Blue Man Group.
Yes.
and then have like one of the dignitary people shave his head Walter White style Bryan Cranston. We could talk about plenty of bald guys coming up. I mean, look at Joey Logano, Shane Van Gisbergen, maybe Chase Briscoe one day. But you guys want to see who what's changed, or should we just keep talking about bald guys?
Well, bald people are interesting, but I think we should talk about some NASCAR stuff actually.
Well, how about some new rides this year? And there was not much silly season moves in 2025 into 26. I think that's going to be amended a lot this coming year, but 3 big moves, at least changes of teams or numbers. Daniel Suarez joins Spire in the 7 this year. Connor Zilic will be the driver of the 88 in Cup, and Shane Van Gisbergen gets his number 97. So what are we thinking? Which one of the 3, I think I will ask, are you most intrigued with going into this year?
Suarez in the 7 stands out the most to me. I mean, the other 2, SPG still in Trackhouse car. It's just a new number. He's gonna win. He's gonna win in 3 total numbers for the same team. So that's gonna be an interesting dynamic about SVG. And I'm saying he's gonna win. We all know that's coming this year. So
Is it safe to say Shane Van Gisbergen is the most like we could see a world. What am I trying to say? SVG is the least likely Cup driver to go winless this season. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Do you think it's more likely? Do you think it's more likely Larson has a weird year and doesn't win, or SVG doesn't win this year?
He hasn't won since May of last year.
Exactly. So in a weird way, Shane Van Gisbergen has that going for him. He is the most likely driver to at least get one win this season because of the 4 road races.
Yeah. Which is crazy. 4. We dropped from what, 7 to 4 now?
Yeah,
over the years,
6 last year, 7. But the year they had Road America, I think it was when it was at 7. I think that might have been the peak road course takeover.
We're getting right in the middle again.
Yeah. So Suarez definitely stands out. This feels like, I don't want to say it's his last chance. I feel like we said that about Stuart Haas years ago. Like, this is his last chance. And then
how long did LaJoy get in the 7? I feel like he's been the longest driver of the 7.
He was in there 3 or 4 years at least.
So if he got that much of a leash, surely Suarez can too.
We'll see. I mean, he does bring Freeway Insurance as a sponsor, which is a big deal for sure. But that's a car that, they had LaJoy, they replaced him with Haley, then they replaced him with Suarez. Like, that car's been one and done recently. Like, and we know Suarez is on a 1-year deal. They openly said that, hey, yeah, there's room for this to expand. But right now, we're only committed to 2026. And with how many free agents could be on the market this offseason or going into next offseason, I don't think Suarez's seat is necessarily safe. So that one is interesting. But I'm looking at Shane Van Gisbergen just because, last season, we know he was great at the road courses. I think everyone assumes now, because winning you're in is dead and gone. Oh, there goes SVG's shot at the chase, being top 15, anything like that. It's like, well, no, not actually. If you look at how much he improved at the ovals last season, the second half of last year, his average finish on the ovals was like around 21st, 22nd, which is close to what Austin Cindric was averaging last season. So
if you win 4 races in the system we have now, you're going to get enough points to pretty well be good.
Exactly. Even if he wins 2 or 3 of the road races and can average like a 20th place finish at the ovals, I think SVG is going to sneak into the top 16. Spoiler alert for our chase picks later in the show or next week's show. But that's what I'm watching. Like, can SVG keep getting better at the ovals?
I'll say with Connor Zilic, though, I think he's gonna, it's gonna be an adjustment period. But I said something similar last year before the O'Reilly season, where I'm like, he'll probably get a few wins, but he's probably going to struggle at first. And then, maybe he'll get better at the end of the year. And then he put on just one of the greatest displays of driving we've seen in that series ever. So it's like, I don't want to like overbite on this and be like, he's going to win 5 races, 5th in points. It's like Denny Hamlin's 2006 season on steroids. But at the same time, like, have we kind of went and I'm saying we as in general with NASCAR fans, analysts, all that, went from like, oh, he's going to be really good, all the way too far to the other end of like, well, let's temper our expectations here. He's probably going to be like 20th in points, something like that. Because, I mean, he's proven us wrong before.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. Are we somehow maybe underrating Connor Zilic, I guess is what you're getting at. And I think that comes from a place of like, oh, Ty Gibbs lit the world on fire in the O'Reilly series, gets to Cup, and we're 3 years in, still waiting for his first win. And he's in a better car, I'd argue, than Zilic will be in this year. I think Austin Cindric, outside of a couple of super speedway wins, he did win Gateway. I guess Cindric's got 3 wins. He hasn't been that disappointing, but the consistency
is just about right,
in
my opinion.
The consistency just hasn't quite been there. And, we're still Hocevar. I think Hocevar is more comparable, because I would say Spire and Trackhouse are in a similar tier, and both very young
equipment, I would say.
That's how I feel. And that's how I feel Zilic. I think by the end of the year, Zilic may get to that point, but I think at the start of the year, I think he is going to be just average as he figures it all out for the first few months.
So let's take the road courses out of it. Who do you think he gets closer to, Chastain or SVG? Like in performance?
I think he'll run about I think he'll run about as good as SVG at the ovals, maybe slightly better.
What about you, Danny? What are you thinking?
I think Connor will do actually better on the ovals than SVG, mainly because it felt like as the season progressed, like Connor was getting very comfortable on all the tracks, really. But it's still going to be a difference in performance. It wouldn't shock me if Connor. It's kind of like how Hocevar was last year. Hocevar had the Coke 600 stood out, and a couple of other races where it felt like he had a legit shot to win a race. I don't know that he's going to win a race in his rookie season, but I feel like he's going to have some moments that show his potential this year.
See, I think it's going to be kind of right there in the middle. Like, I think that he'll outperform. Maybe not at first. Maybe it'd be the same as SVG to start the season. But by the end, I think he'll outperform him on the ovals. And then I think outside of intermediates, people kind of underestimate how much Chastain and that one team have kind of fallen into that middle scrum of the pack between like ninth and I'd say 17th in points. So I wouldn't be surprised if Zilich starts turning a few heads at the end of the year. Like, wow, I wasn't expecting him to get a top 5 at Martinsville this week. He ran 24th there in the spring kind of thing. Whether or not I think he gets an oval win or anything, I won't go that far. Whether or not he gets a win, I mean, that might be the question. Cup's a whole different beast.
He's good at road course, but his teammate's going to be slightly better. He's going to have to find a way to beat the best of the best right now.
While we're on the topic of Trackhouse, because they were the biggest movers of the offseason, they also have 2 new crew chiefs with Brandon McSwain joining Chastain. He'd previously been an engineer at Hendrick. I think that could be big. Getting someone from Hendrick usually bodes well. That's probably good for that team. And then Zilich's crew chief is Randall Burnett, who had success with Reddick at RCR. That first year with Kyle Busch, they looked magical together and then kind of fell off. So, we'll see. We'll see if those new crew chief changes also give those drivers an advantage.
Well, the Cup Series wasn't the only place there were ride changes. The lower series is where we're still seeing shuffling. So kind of jumping into the O'Reilly side of things, we got to get used to the green this year, guys.
It's green.
It's green. Which one of these moves is sticking out to you guys? Like, of guys either going full-time or changing rides? Because a lot of eyes, I think, rightfully so, should be pointed at that 17 car this year.
Exactly where I'm going. I'm also interested in Raja and his availability this season. But Corey Day, I don't know. I'm not trying to be a hater on him, but I'm just not sold on him right now.
I don't think anyone should be sold on him. Last year in his part-time starts, he was okay, but it was part-time. He is really young. I'm not out on Corey Day, but I do agree he's one to watch. I'll throw Brent Cruz into that mix. He won't even be old enough to race full-time at the start of the year. We'll miss, I think, 2 or 3 of the first races, but then the rest of the year he'll be full-time, not only in a Joe Gibbs racing car, but in the Joe Gibbs racing car that just won the Owners Championship with Eric Almirola. Now, I don't think 17, 18-year-old Brent Cruz is quite as good yet as the vet Eric Almirola, but I think his ceiling down the line is far beyond what Eric Almirola's ceiling would be. I think Toyota and Joe Gibbs Racing hope that Brent Cruz can be. I think deep down they hope he develops quick enough to be the Hamlin replacement if they can't get a different free agent. Like, I think 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I wouldn't be shocked if Brent Cruz is full-time Cup at the mothership. But this is where it starts. He's got to go out there and perform. He can't take a year or to develop. This can't just be a learning year. There needs to be moments where you go, whoa, he's got it.
Well, and I put on screen too, Patrick Staropoli has taken definitely some of the headlines of being put in that car in the 48.
Is mayonnaise a race car?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not a race car. Horseradish isn't a race car either. I'm interested too in Harrison Burton this year with what he did last year, and really overperforming. How does he perform this year? Because I feel like this year the field in O'Reilly is a lot more like the top is definitely a lot lower, but then there's not as many, it seems, almost full-timers or real threats like that chase scrum for them. Like, that one might actually be a lot closer, but they might be further away from who's actually good too.
I think that's very true. I think the top end of the series, Allgaier is going to be good. Jesse Love's going to be good. Austin Hill. I assume guys like Mayer and Creed will be good, even though, Haas switched OEMs, switched over to Chevy. So we'll see if that impacts things. Like, there's 5 or 6 7 guys who we all expect to be really good. But then, yeah, to your point, that middle of the field, like 8th through 25th, is going to be wide open. It's going to be a slugfest because I think you got guys like Staropoli, who's in a playoff caliber car, chase car, but all due respect to the eye doctor, I'm not sure he's a chase caliber talent in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Time will tell. Maybe I'm way off. Maybe he's been hiding something all these years and he's really about to. I mean, I know he's done some good things in the past. I'm just saying, nobody had him high on their top prospects list until this season. Harrison, like y'all said, expanded Sam Hunt Racing team. They've got 2 full-time cars. That's the other thing is like, shoot, Jeremy Clements, I think, has a Hendrick alliance this year. Like, what some of these mid-pack teams are going to be getting some good engines, leased engines, maybe some better equipment, up to date, fresher parts and pieces. We'll see. But yeah, I agree. I think that chase bubble for the O'Reilly series is going to be full of some heavy hitters for sure.
I'm rather interested in this lineup from Viking Motorsports, Viking Racing. Can't remember which one they are. But I'm interested in that one with the 96 of Anthony Alfredo and the 99 of Parker Redslab. They've expanded to 2 cars. I think they were just 1 car of Matt Benedetto for the last few years, who, by the way, I don't think that Benedetto has a ride for anything lined up that I've seen.
I don't think so. Not announced yet.
Now, on the other end, too, there is the truck series, which has seen some pretty big changes as well. Now, a lot of these are shared rides. I've noticed there's a lot of shared rides.
Yeah.
But I think we're all going to be, I can ask, like, what one do you think is going to be the big story? I think we all know, though. It's going to be Colleague with Ram.
Yeah.
Their, 5 trucks they have. I feel like
Stewart.
Yeah. Daytona. The field at Daytona looks like it's going to be stacked for the trucks race. Like, there's a lot of people coming into that race that either have come back to NASCAR, really good at super speedways, cup caliber drivers. So, I mean, there's more openings now, 10 races for O'Reilly and 8 for trucks for cup guys to race down there. So that could be something worth watching when you talk about that chase bubble, championship battle, all of that. Cause we'll talk about the format in a bit, but I mean, there's definitely been a lot of changes. I think a lot of people are going to look at a few rides and be like, well, the 27 of Tony Breidinger, that opens up the 5 now. We don't know who's in that yet.
Yeah.
Chris Wright in the 81. Like, that.
What are you going to say, Jarrett? There it is. No, no.
But at the same time too, like there's been movement at Thorsport, Cole Butcher in the 13, and I got, the shuffling there. So
Jake Garcia, 98, Ty Majeski. No more Matt Crafton.
Wait, guys, y'all still haven't pointed out the 2 guys who are going to contend for the championship yet. Nobody's mentioned Caden Honeycutt in the 11 or Christian Eckes back with McAnally. Those 2 guys right there. Honeycutt's going to win the championship this year if that truck is half of what it was last season. Because I think Honeycutt, he may not be Heim yet, but I think he's a very solid driver. And if Zippy still has that thing buttoned up, that's going to be a 5-win team.
What if Heim somehow comes back in that 5 if no one has taken it yet?
I doubt they'll put him in there full time. But if they do, Heim becomes the favorite one.
The thing is, like, trucks and Xfinity are not capped off at you can only have 4 cars. If it really comes down to it and they have funding, they could get a 5th truck if they needed.
But if Heim had funding, he wouldn't be in the situation he's in right now.
You're right. But I think the guy who's that good shouldn't be in the situation. That's the sad thing.
Yeah, I think Honeycutt, he's not going to put up 12 wins like Heim did, but I think he's going to win multiple races and have a really good season. And then Eckes, I don't know if he'll be what he was when he left trucks, because remember when Christian Eckes was tearing it up 2-3 years ago, he had Charles Denike as his crew chief, who's gone on to have success with Bubba Wallace in the Cup Series already. So it'll be a different crew chief there. But I think Eckes is veteran driver, tends to keep his nose clean. Like, I think Eckes will be a championship threat, Honeycutt for sure. And then we'll see where Ram fits in amongst the contenders.
Well, and then rides are one thing. And trust me, there are a lot of rides that have changed. That is for sure. But on top of that, there's been a lot of rule changes too that are going to, I think, put a lot of these new rides, new combos to the test.
Oh, nothing really happened. What are you talking about, Jared?
Yeah, I mean, not too big, but we've been alluding to it. The chase is back. The new chase Like the new boss looks a lot like the old boss here.
This is like it's like new Coke, which was before our time, but I've heard about it and it sounds fascinating.
Except that time the customers revolted.
That's true. Yeah.
How many years is it until we got little kids talking about, man, this playoff format they used to have was so nice. Well, why don't they do that no more?
I give it 5 years.
Oh, man.
I guarantee there's going to be people like, why don't we do that anymore?
They're going to post that screenshot of the 4 wide at Phoenix this last year of the championship contention and say, what? Or the 8 wide Corey Heim and say, look what they took from us. Yeah.
And then there's going to be old heads like us who post the flag man in the truck race at Phoenix in like 24 or 23, whenever it was, where he's just given up. So the new chase, 16 for Cup, 12 for O'Reilly, 10 for trucks, just like last year, but it is just based on points. No winning, you're in, no playoff points, none of that. And then, of course, you see there 10 races for Cup, 9 for O'Reilly, 7 for trucks, generally starting around the same time. I think the last 6 weeks of the season are all triple headers, so they'll align pretty easily as well. Easy to follow. The other big change, though, is that winners get 55 points instead of 40, and this is all before stage points, which have been kept the same. And of course, the seeding, then this is what it will be for the seeding. Of course, cut off at 12 for O'Reilly, cut off at 10 for trucks. But gentlemen, what do we think of the rebranded old Chase, basically the 04 Chase coming back with a few little extra steps?
I mean, I like it overall. I think I agree with, we talked about it on this show for weeks when this was all rumored. And then Mark Martin, I think, spelled it out perfectly that this was the best compromise between the very modern, got to show up late in the year format versus, hey, full season consistency, points matter. This marries the two pretty well. Personally, I think 16 drivers in this form of chase for the Cup I agree with Tank Slapper, took it with words right out of my mouth. I think 16 is too many. I understand
if bottom 4 are going to be irrelevant to the conversation.
Exactly. Like if you make it as the 16 seed, you're 100 points out to start. You're almost 2 full races behind, and the chase hasn't even started yet. You're not making that up in 10 weeks. I don't care who you are. Not even Tony Stewart 2011 is making that gap.
You also have to remember, by winning, if you can win as many as he did and also take advantage of your stages, you have more points to gain. So it may work itself out. But that's if a driver is even good enough to pull off that kind of overhaul in their season.
Take stage points out of it when you look at how they're set up here, and let's say none of them win. You can't even tie for the lead with a second place finish if the first place driver finishes last, if you're fourth. Like it is a huge advantage. 35 points to second, 1 to last. So if you're third, you would need some stage points to even get ahead of the first place guy if you finish second and they finish last in the first race of the chase. It is a huge deal to be up front. And I think we've talked about it before. Mark Martin brought it up. I hope that the TV providers cover the front of the points, the top of the points, almost more than the ticker at the bottom for the cut line, because that's going to play a huge factor. This is as close as you get to full season points without going all the way.
Because I want to know, as we get through this season, what does 6th place Joey Logano need to do in the next 5 races? Do you have a legitimate shot at getting to the front of the point standings if he can do something like that?
Yeah, I do think the fact that the regular season champion, we'll call him, I don't know if they're still using that title, but the fact that the regular season champion starts with a 25-point lead when the chase begins, that's a sizable cushion to what Jarrett was just talking about. I think in July, August, as the regular season is winding down, I do think the regular season points championship will be a topic of conversation. But the reason I don't like 16 is, and we've talked about this, is we're talking about, we'll probably be talking about a Spire car and, a couple of, we'll be talking about mid-pack guys battling for.
We talked about Kyle Busch this year more.
I was trying to be more vague and not to put anyone on blast, but in general, we're going to be talking about guys who we all know have no shot, like 0 shot at the champ, may not even have a shot at top 10. We're going to be talking about those guys, and I don't know, I think it'd be more exciting if it was 10 or 12. Suddenly we're talking about Can Bubba Wallace get in? Can Alex
Joey
Bowman get
Logano.
in? Can
Yeah, we
Joey
probably-
Logano, Ross Chastain? Like, those are star drivers that people know and care about. Like,
I think this
So-
is really good for a person like Alex Bowman to watch this season because his stats, like I think I was looking it up the other day, and he had like 16 races where he finished in single digit numbers, but he also had like 13 races where he was 25th, even 30 or worse in a race. So watching a guy like him will really show you, okay, what kind of driver are you? Because a lot of people think, oh, you're mid, you barely made the playoffs, and when in reality, he could be in a lot better situation since we get rid of winning you're in.
that was the problem with the last format, is like winning you're in masked otherwise lousy seasons. Like Josh Berry last year had a pretty lousy season. I mean, better than what the Wood brothers had been doing. Rookie crew chief. Like, I'm not trying to call out Josh Berry. He did his job last year, but I'm just saying objectively, the 21 car was not great last year, but they won Las Vegas.
Look at the 2. Same thing. Was
Richard
Sinter.
Childress Racing, the 3, not a good year at all, but they won Richmond. And so we don't talk about the
But-
fact that they had a pretty lousy year outside of that, because that
Those
masked all those other
wins-
problems.
Those wins can still feel really amazing. And I think
Yes.
back to some ones from the 2010s that felt really good. David Rudiman winning Chicagoland in 2010 felt amazing. All the
Oh, yeah.
wins that Jamie McMurray had in 2010 felt amazing.
Menard.
Paul Menard winning
Regan
the 2011
Smith,
Brickyard
yeah.
400. You know, you can go on and on about the wins that felt good, but you knew this person isn't a chase driver, but this is an awesome moment, and that can still be a big factor here. And I'm looking forward to moments like that, still feeling just like a really good feel good moment. Harrison Burton a couple of years ago would have been a perfect scenario. He wasn't a playoff driver, but seeing him win would have felt a lot better, back then.
I'll put it like this, and it shows how different things are in so many ways to then. But like you look at 2009, for instance, Joey Logano's first win. Yeah, it was a rain win at New Hampshire, but like at the time, he was that young guy that everyone was beating up on. And at the time, fans felt bad for him. So when you see him get a win, especially over people like, Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, it's like, yeah, it might have been a rain win, but it still felt really good to see a rookie break through like that, get that win.
David Rudiman and MWR getting their first win in the Coke 600 in 2009 because of rain. It was weird, but it was nice to see.
Yeah, and I like that you can actually appreciate those. We're not going to have that stupid debate that shouldn't have been a debate of like, well, they don't deserve to be in. Well, he's 30 something in points.
Did we ever have any weird things like that of the winning you're in era where like a Rudiman winning the Coke 600 and then they get into the playoffs? I'm struggling to remember.
I mean, Rudiman that year was like 17th, 18th in points, so he wasn't like too
Maybe Chris
terrible that
Buescher
year.
First win. Did he get into playoffs because he won that one?
He did, I believe so. So that was a weird one. I was thinking like winning you're in didn't become a thing until I think 2014.
2014.
They had wild card spots before then, so I can't remember. Did Paul Menard get a wild card spot in 2011?
No,
I don't remember.
That year I think it was Brad Keselowski. It's been 15 years, man. I can't remember.
No, I think you're right. Honestly, Buescher at Pocono in 16 or whatever that was, that might have been the first like seriously?
Eric Almirola in 2014 Daytona.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
And I remember because a lot of the discourse was like, he doesn't deserve to be in. He's going to be in over this rookie phenom, Kyle Larson, and that's ended up what happened. And so
it saved NASCAR so much that Dale Jr. won the very first race like that because it made a lot of people.
He said the first thing out of the car, we're in the chase, and it's like, it's a Daytona 500. We shouldn't be talking like you should be talking about the Daytona 500. Bubba
Dale Jr. winning that race bought them 11 years with it.
Like that's what I appreciate so much like about when Bubba won and they kept like pushing him like, oh, you're in the playoffs. He goes, I just won at Indianapolis. Like let's focus on like this is a big deal.
Yeah.
And at this point, I would say on paper, I think it's when it comes to rewarding the best driver, this is the best postseason kind of format NASCAR's had. It rewards being good during the entire season. And I will say, and maybe it's a hot take, I don't think this changes majorly for probably 10 or more years. And if there is a change, it's either when the new deal comes up, there's less cars in because they don't have the 16 signed into contract. They can change it to 10 or 12 if they want. And even if that's needed, or full season. That's like the only thing I think is going to happen at this point. I think this is going to mark a huge shift for a lot of fans and drivers in industry. And I don't know if we'll see it right away this year. I think we might still see some crazy moves and driver etiquette maybe not be like where it was 15, 20 years ago. But I do think long-term incentivizing being a smart driver, I think it's going to make for better etiquette and better drivers overall in the long term. So I as a full season truther here, I actually really like this. Like, I think this is the best we could get as like we've been saying compromise.
I'll say this, kind of shifting away from the, this a little bit. I like actually what this has done to make stages matter more. At first I was a little hesitant thinking, do stages even matter when we have this kind of thing? But in reality, I think in the past, stages was thought of, win a stage, get a playoff point. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay, win a stage, get a playoff point. So all they really care about is, okay, if I can't win the stage, oh well, screw it. I just want to win the race and win and get in. Now, if you are, just from another example, Alex Bowman, and you having a decent day, feel like you can have a top 10 car, but if you're also top 10 in the stages, you're going to get a little bit of points, going to help you seeing more guys being able to focus on their stage strategy versus how do I get to the top at the end of this race, which you still want to do that either way. Having more of a focus on the entirety of the race may be a good thing.
Yeah, I like that with this too, though, the wins still matter. Like I think we've asked for the longest time. You go back on those forums back in like pre-2004, then the biggest problem people I think had with the Latford system and had with the points given out to this point is that the winner doesn't get enough points. That it rewards it like one better position, or maybe 3 more points or 5 more points or whatever. 15 more points already to the 5-point gap. Like, that wins will still give you huge swings, but you do have to perform. It's not going to wipe away, a crap season. And
you're not going 35th to 15th like the 21 did a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Now I am interested, because every system has its flaws. Doesn't matter what ones you like or hate, they all have them. Who's going to be that first one that finds a flaw or finds a hole in the armor and is exploits it somehow? Like that honestly fascinates me as much as the championship this year. Is like, who's gonna figure it out quickest and have a strategy going in.
Maybe the team with Chad. The team with Chad Knaus in the building.
Probably. Now, I mean,
watch it be Logano when he goes on the Jimmy Johnson run that gets him 8 championships anchored by the 3 he already had.
If he does that, God. Honestly, you can't
More
criticize
power to him.
Yeah, if he does that, that would be insane.
If he goes on the Jimmy legacy 5 in a row, it's over for everybody. He's the #1 championship driver ever.
No, and then Jeff Gordon gets added as 17th driver. Now that wasn't the only rule change. There were a few other ones. For instance, the fastest lap award this year will not be given to cars if they go to the garage area. I kind of call this the Kyle Larson Mexico rule, because remember he got the fastest lap in that race. So honestly, I think this is an unneeded change. I liked it how it was, but it's probably not going to come into play much more than maybe once every year or two. So
I think it only happened maybe twice last year, maybe 3 times, where a garage car came out and I think NASCAR maybe did it to not incentivize teams cheating in the garage. I think that was the theory, is teams are just making their car hella illegal and maybe experimenting with things they shouldn't be experimenting with. I don't know if they have hard proof of that, but that seemed to be like the rumor. So they wanted to get rid of that. I get it, but yeah.
On top of that too, NASCAR also has designated the first 3 races of the truck season with an OEM provisional. So they'll more than likely have up to 40 truck fields for the first 3 races, which I saw mixed reactions to. I'm not crazy about locking people in, but this is definitely we're not going to repeat 2007 Toyota situation where
you can't punish a new manufacturer.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
I get at least trying to get them on an even footing. I just hope that they don't do this, more than that,
Yeah, long
I don't
term.
know if
Yeah.
they should have done 5. Maybe 3 should have been the guarantee they get.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I thought they did 3 races. But I mean, I guess
Or you meant
I meant
yeah,
the number that they're getting per race.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Because now all 5 don't have to worry about nothing. Like, give them at least 3. Don't your top 3 are going to be fine, but your lowest 2 need to be sure you're there on time.
I doubt Ram is going to be the slowest truck in the field, right? Like there's going to be. I mean, no, I did hear.
Honestly, they may very well pull off what they did in the 01 500 weekend and be the fastest cars.
There's some rumors that maybe like Colleague is right now the team that's the Ram team, but it sounds like there might be some small teams that maybe dabble with the Ram branding at some point this year, and maybe that's also who this is protecting. Is even if it's like a lousy team, but that's going to be slow. They don't want a Ram missing the show their first year. So that could be who this is protecting. Because I can't imagine Colleague's going to be the slowest team at any race this year. There's a lot of low budget teams and trucks that just don't have the resources to keep up. That like Ram's going to beat most of those, I think. We'll see.
If this goes well too, I could see teams like Four Sport changing over. Four Sport has never been loyal to one manufacturer. They've been Chevy, they've been Toyota, they've been Ford, they've gone back to Toyota, they've gone back to Ford. They really don't care.
Were they ever Ram in the past, way back in the day?
I feel like they were, but I might be wrong.
Someone chat confirm was a Thor Sport ever a Ram team?
Now I will say it is important with this. They just like the open exemption policy or whatever rule they have now, or I can't remember the exact one for Jimmy Johnson. I'm calling it the Jimmy rule this year for Daytona. That locks him in. They don't get prize money, so it's not like they're going to be given an unfair advantage necessarily. Yeah. I almost feel like this is if Tony Stewart has a flat tire in qualifying, we'll make sure he's in Daytona.
Basically, honestly, that might be it. That might be it right there. I know Thor Sport has not been Dodge or Ram.
If there's anything Ram, Dodge, Stellantis, their re-entry in the NASCAR it has been glitz and glamour and show. Like it is definitely a marketing machine. Which frankly,
I have no issue with it, honestly. I mean, we can critique the reality show if we want, how good a content it is necessarily, but I think honestly, I sometimes think Ford, Chevy, and Toyota aren't doing enough. They're not taking advantage of the platform they have. I question with the state that company is not in as good a state as Ford, Chevy, or Toyota. I've heard that. I think you're right. Doing all of this, this almost feels like a Hail Mary to try and reinvigorate the whole brand. Oh, I agree. And I just, it's the old saying, you make a small fortune in racing, you spend a big one. It's like, well, do they have a big one to spend at this point? Yeah, I don't know. I do think it is a total Americana rah. We're patriotic rebrand. Yeah. I mean, they're all over NFL pregame shows and stuff. I see they're very what's American? Football, stock car racing. We're there. Dana White. Yeah, they are really leaning hard into that. And we'll see. I guess we'll find out in 12 to 24 months if that paid off. And then one of the other big rule changes to be noted is 17-year-olds now will be permitted in select O'Reilly Series races on 1.25 mile tracks or smaller, as well as road courses. They've been moving this line back for a while. I mean, you saw it just naturally with guys like Kyle Busch and Joey Logano start moving their way up. I don't know how much, especially because they're probably, maybe some of them will get good rides, but some of them might not and be in over their heads. I don't know how much I want 17-year-olds and then maybe open the door for 16-year-olds to drive in the second highest form of stock car racing in America. Yeah, it's risky.
I hate to say it depends on who the talent is, because there are some I would trust as much as he has been racing throughout the entirety of his young life. Keelan Harvick, when he gets to that age, I'd probably trust him. He's been in this since he could walk, basically. But there are some that just have a lot of money and they're coming up too fast. I don't know about.
Yeah, and that's the problem is because this isn't a strictly merit-based sport, if we're being honest, you don't have any control over which rich kid is what rich 16-year-old is getting a seat they're not capable of handling. And what is NASCAR can't really easily put a stop to that without adding these age restrictions. I'm kind of with you. I don't think I'd lower it anymore, but
Well, 1
Yeah.
1/4 is such an interesting thing. So technically, Nashville can't count because that's 1 1/3. So anything smaller than Nashville is basically
Gateway
good.
could.
Gateway could.
but you can't do
So-
Darlington. So that's like they're keeping Darlington and Nashville on a separate tier.
But then again, we saw however old they were in their 30s, Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards spin each other out and destroy the whole field in the last lap at Gateway back in 2010. So anything can happen no matter what age you are.
Yeah. I'm thinking like some poor 17-year-old kid being thrown in a car that he's not ready to race at Bristol and just making a complete ass of himself in front of the world. And it's like, we'll see. I mean, when you got a lot of drivers out there from local short track guys to like Dale Jr., they're all like, I don't know about this. I'm like, maybe we should rein it back a little bit.
Well, to be fair, there's some guys that are already of legal age driving right now in some of these series that I wouldn't trust either, and they still do anyways.
Fair.
Some of them found their way back in.
Yeah, that is true. Let's look at where they're going to be racing this year. So we'll look at the Cup schedule, and there have been some changes to this. Very similar to last year in some ways. There is another race on Fox, Kansas. I believe it's a lead-in to an IndyCar race, though. I think it was at Long Beach, or I don't know which one. I'd have to double check. But generally, it's the same until you get to Watkins Glen in May on Mother's Day.
Yeah,
And then
I don't know if
Dover.
that one-
For the All-Star race.
Yeah, that's a weird 1-2 punch.
But they are still up in the northeast at that point, so they're kind of doing 2 while they're up there.
That's true.
I maybe it's just because, especially if SVG dominates, I'm not looking forward to a Fox broadcast at Watkins Glen. We got spoiled with NBC knowing how to cover that track. Well, that, and I feel bad for the fans up in Dover who don't have a points race now.
Yeah.
But then we got San Diego on Father's Day, June 21st. So that
be
one's
cool.
ending off the Prime deal too. It's triple header weekend. I'm really excited. They've marketed that thing really, really well.
What did they end with last year? They ended with Atlanta
Pocono,
or
right? That was Pocono, or
I can't remember if it was no, because it wasn't Chicago Street Course. That was July
it was
4th weekend. wasn't
TNT.
it?
And Atlanta was the first one on TNT. The chat will probably know before we do.
North Wilkesboro so late in the year. Forgot about that.
But it's a points race now, and
It
it's
is a points
Sunday
race.
night. And of course, I'm going to celebrate. Chicagoland is back, baby. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
July 4th weekend. Beggars can't be choosers on that one. I think I'd said last year, I'm like, if we have it back, just please don't put it on the 4th of July weekend. Put it on the one before.
I'm looking forward to when we get to say who the defending race winner of that one is.
That's right. Hey, back from the dead, baby.
He's not a
and
track
then-
killer no more, except for Auto Club.
Well, and then we have the chase. And we left this in for a reason. There's a pretty big change to one of the tracks in the chase. Homestead is the finale this year. You didn't think I was going that way, did you?
Just as the good Lord intended it to be.
Misdirection.
I'm really excited for Homestead back as the finale, especially if the racing can be as good as most years have been there.
Oh yeah,
It should be a lot of fun.
riding the high line, pushing it to the limit, trying to get those last little bit of points if we're in a situation.
That beautiful Homestead sunset, setting the tone for maybe a championship battle to the end.
Imagine we're in a
before.
situation where a driver locks it up after Talladega.
Oh God, Jimmy damn near almost did that in 09. But I kind of made a joke of it, but Charlotte is not the Roval now. This was made the change was made after the graphic was made. It is now the Charlotte Oval that will be the 5th to last race of the season.
Yeah.
Smack dab in the middle.
I gotta say, I'm a big fan of going back to just Charlotte Oval, but nothing, in my opinion, the number one moment ever from the Charlotte Roval is Chase Elliott having his "I'm him" moment wrecking and still coming back to win that race and basically propelling him to winning the 2020 championship.
That was pretty badass.
And that was when we saw the most emotion, the most personality of Chase Elliott ever after a race by standing up on the car literally as it's doing a burnout.
Was that the one where he used the intimidator button on Kevin Harvick too, or was that like the year after?
That was a different. I think that was a different race.
He was aura farming very much.
They had a moment at the Roval, but I don't know if it was that one.
I think it was 2020. What was the year that they got into it at Bristol? I think it was 21 because Bristol was a few weeks earlier. And remember, Harvick was mad at Chase.
21.
We're kind of blocking after they got together. And yeah.
See, I'm going to say, like, this is the thing about the Roval is the Gen 6, it fit the Gen 6 well.
It did.
But the next gen, I think, was what ultimately killed it just because of how bad it was in comparison at that track.
Killed road course racing for anyone not named Shane Van Gisbergen.
Well, but it's more the road course product. Yeah, it's not quite as good as it was, but it's more that the next gen made the intermediate track so much better. So when you look at at Charlotte, you're like, damn, why are we still at the road course with this car when there's a perfectly good oval in the exact same spot? So yeah, no, I'm excited to see the oval back, make it like a 400-mile race, so it really has a different feel than the 600 in the spring. I just wish they still had a road course in the Chase. I've seen all over the spectrum. Some folks say, it doesn't matter. Some people say, no, there's no problem not having a road course. It's like, if you're gonna have 4 in the regular season, I think you need 1 in the Chase to keep.
I'm right in the middle with it. It makes no difference to me personally, but I'm fine. I'm fine if in 27 they move Watkins Glen back in. I thought that was a lot of fun when they did it.
If they move any
that's
of
all
them,
they need to do.
I think Watkins Glen or Sonoma would be the best ones to move. Sonoma, granted, we'd be going way out west, but maybe we make that work with Las Vegas
or Phoenix. I mean, that's Phoenix, one I didn't get is when you look at the schedule here. Why do we have 1 week between Vegas and Phoenix instead? We just why don't we just put the Roval like
exactly? We have a West Coast swing at the beginning. We need to have it at the end too.
I mean, I guess they're going back home anyway, so it's not going to be that big a deal.
Something interesting though about that, pulling the schedule up there one more time. I like the fact that Phoenix, pre it being the championship, was always the weekend before Homestead, and now Phoenix moves to 3 weeks before the championship in Miami. So a lot of times we would see a champion actually crowned at that second to last race of the year, and we may be in a situation where that happens. Martinsville seems like an amazing place if we do get a champion crowned early to celebrate, having a victory lane set up on the front stretch so close to all the grandstands and fans. That's actually a really nice venue to end up potentially having the champion there crowned already.
What do you think NBC's reaction would be if that actually happened? Because I do think it's more possible with this chase than others because of the huge gap. Like if the guy in front, it just goes on a heater after having a 25-point gap to start those 10. Like
you got to be prepared for it to happen.
I feel like if you look in 10-year sample, like it's either going to happen or be close to happening at least once. I mean, Jimmy almost, like I said, if he doesn't crash at Texas in 2009 and has his normal kind of run, he probably locks that championship up early. If you look at any chase, when you mirror it with what Martin Truex did in 2017, any chase format, he would have locked it up a race or two early. So it's like the next gen keeps it close, but we could be talking about a whole different story 5 to 10 years from now when they get it more figured out the way they did with Gen 6, COT, Gen 4 especially.
And R88 brings up the nightmare scenario. Imagine the champion is still crowned in Phoenix.
I don't think that one's going to happen, but that would be kind of funny.
Claudia actually just texted me and asked me an interesting question. Would they bring the trophy to all the final races in case they won it early, or still do the official trophy presentation in Miami? I think they would have it on standby. They'd have it for shots at the
Yeah, they like you said, they're bringing it every one for shots.
They would bring it at every one just for the pure filming it. As here we go, we're running up to the chase. Just like a lot of the college football playoff games, they would still have the trophy there on display.
Yeah, I mean maybe we'll see. There's some other schedule though. Going back to the schedule side of it, trucks are going to St. Petersburg this year.
Very curious to see how that works out, because that's a tight, tough course. But I think it could be really fun. I just don't know if I trust the Truck Series drivers to put on a good show there.
Partnering up with IndyCar for that one. I think that's the first I can recall that happening since they used to do truck and IndyCar doubleheader at Texas Motor Speedway, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wish they bring that back it was usually in like May or June, I think.
Well, and then also Spring Phoenix weekend, O'Reilly and IndyCar on Saturday will be a doubleheader, which that kind of reminds me of when we went to Indianapolis a few years ago and they did the same thing at the Indy Road Course. And it was wild, the difference of racing and the difference of crowd, because like all the IndyCar fans left when NASCAR happened and all the NASCAR fans showed up and skipped the IndyCar race. So I'm wondering if there's going to be anything better with that.
I feel like the IndyCar, none of us here follow IndyCar super closely, but I feel that the energy from their fan base has been, hey, we want more ovals. And so I think getting Phoenix back on the schedule is exciting for them. So I think that has the potential to be a pretty big weekend, because I'm sure there are a lot of open wheel fans who will be excited to see how that looks. And, for NASCAR, that Spring Phoenix weekend needs a revamp, needs something to get us. Like Phoenix this year is 2 dates, but without this IndyCar doubleheader, I don't think either date would feel very exceptional or would really stand out. Like they need something to ensure they keep selling that place out. And this doubleheader might do just that.
And then also Rockingham will be back on Easter weekend for the 2 lower series. So
fun.
Will we
I
have
had fun.
Payne back though? That's the big question.
Oh, I hope, but I don't know at this point. There are a few other storylines to kind of cover from the offseason and going into the season. The big one is NASCOURT. We probably won't have a sequel.
I hope not.
I think. Hopefully. Knock on wood.
I feel like, has Richard Childress stood down yet? I don't know.
Does he even have a case though?
I don't know how the
defamation of character. I don't know.
The defamation one, I don't think he has a case, but the whatever the drama was at the end of the trial where he was in, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe he doesn't.
His main beef was probably with Steve Phelps anyways, and that took care of itself.
Yeah. So Steve Phelps resigned from his position as was it the president or CEO? What was the commissioner of NASCAR? Mm-hmm. And it seems like they're not going to be filling that seat, as it was almost like custom made for him. So that's probably the biggest fallout outside of Evergreen Charters with the lawsuit.
Yeah, but I think so too. The charters, big picture, are the biggest ones, because now the teams essentially have real equity in the sport. They're not owners of NASCAR. They don't own any stake of NASCAR, but now they are going to ride in lockstep with the sanctioning body through the highs and the lows, it seems. And so that was a big get. No, I think the Phelps departure, I know a lot of folks excited about that. And I think the moment those text messages that he made about Richard Childress, and just very unprofessional, very insulting text messages, the moment that became public, I think what Phelps was good at was managing relationships in the garage. I think in the wake of Brian France, he was seen as a calming, mature, approachable figure, face of the sanctioning body that I think a lot of folks in the garage felt they could go to and resonated with. But when those texts came out, at least part of the garage, I'm sure, was never going to look at Steve Phelps the same way. And so I think the moment that all happened, he was, if not necessarily step away from the company, I don't think that was a given, but I think it was a guarantee he was no longer going to continue as the face of the sanctioning body. And I guess the easiest thing to do at that point is just step away. The guy has been within NASCAR for, I think, close to 2 decades. He's been in a high executive position for quite some time. He's the president for 6 years before becoming commissioner. Like, you're not going to, the dude was headhunted by the PGA Tour not that long ago. He's not going to take a demotion to stay at the same company, I don't think. So I see Phelps as, I don't want to use the word fall guy, but I don't think he was the biggest problem over the course of the last couple of seasons when it comes to why was this lawsuit a thing in the first place? Why did so many names get dragged through the mud? I think at the end of the day, Jim France still is calling most of the shots, as all the evidence that was availed in court suggested. He is ultimately the be all end all, the brick wall at the end of the tunnel. And Phelps and several other executives were actually trying to play the moderate role to some degree. They were keeping an open line of communication with the garage, while France rarely did. So, I'm not saying Phelps was going to stay or should have stayed in that position. I think he had to go because of those text messages. But, I think fans who are celebrating this as, oh, wow, all of NASCAR's leadership problems have been solved. I think at the end of the day, you still got to get France. You still either have to change France's mind, have France take a bigger step back. At the end of the day, if he is still ruling the way he's ruled the past few years, I actually don't think much is going to change. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think the real feeling will be felt in 5 to 10 years, what kind of impact this departure will have. But in the short term, I think certainly good PR for Richard Childress Racing fans and those who didn't like the stuff that came out of the discovery process.
Yes, I'm kind of with you on that part though, about the France side of it. As long as in wide majority of the France family and Jim France especially are running things, like I don't see very many huge swing for the fences, grand slam changes in how NASCAR is run. Like at least until Jim steps down, it's going to be more of the same at that point.
And I'll just say this: sometimes be careful what you wish for. Now, I also like to watch WWE a little bit, and Vince McMahon has been proven not to be a great person. He's got his issues, but in terms of WWE, a lot of some people are okay with where that company's going since he's gone, and new management, TKO, has took over the leadership of that, and Triple H. But I haven't been able to go to a WWE show in a long time because they have rapidly raised their prices for tickets. They're pricing out your usual fans. I actually saw a quote recently from Vince McMahon in some kind of interview where he said they were pricing shows with families in mind, and now it's like you're never going to – it's going to do some pushing to go to a lot of their shows for the common people now. So sometimes be careful what you wish for in terms of that.
I just thought it was interesting, all the stories that came out, from reputable reporters. And this wasn't necessarily their opinion. They were relaying the opinion of sources they have in the garage who were all like, yeah, like we kind of liked Phelps. Okay. It's kind of a shame that it came to this. And that's where I feel. I think that's where I feel. I think Phelps, huge misstep. Those texts about Childress, had to pay the price, but it's a shame that happened because I actually think Phelps, big picture, was helming the ship about as well as anyone could, considering who his boss was and how his hands were often being tied during those charter negotiations.
Now, there were a few more storylines we already talked about, but there are some other bigger things to look at as well going into the season, on top of the lawsuit being over. And thank God, we probably will have to talk about NASCOURT maybe 1 or 2 times this year, maximum, maybe, hopefully. But there are a few new things. There's a new Chevy body this year that might cause some changes in the Cup Series. There's 750 horsepower at tracks shorter than 1.5 miles in Cup, and I believe road courses as well. And the lower series are getting more practice this year. Cup isn't necessarily, but the lower series, O'Reilly and trucks are, so that's a step as well.
We're giving a driver that should need more practice, at least more practice.
So
that's true.
With the 750 side of it, though, I keep hearing conflicting reports. Like people like Tyler Reddick are like, there's not going to be much of a change. And then Eric, I saw your interview with Eric Jones, and he's saying that there is a bit of a change. There is a bit of a difference he can feel.
Yeah, I think it's generally mixed. Now, I also talked to Zane Smith today, plug that'll be coming out tomorrow. And I asked him a similar question, and he said he felt it when his car was loose. Like when the car is too loose, he's like, oh, then I really felt the more horsepower. But then when his car, he said, was too tight. And he said that he didn't feel it at all. But also that North Wilkesboro test was pretty cold. I think temperatures were, I don't know if they were below freezing, but it was cold temps, much colder than the average race is going to be this year. So that impacts the grip. There are things that impact. So I think in general, the quotes I've read suggest, yeah, it's at least a step in the right direction, even if the car doesn't necessarily have as much, like noticeably more torque or oomph behind it. I think subtly it's going to wear the rear tires out more than it has previously. And so I think combined with Goodyear, I saw they're bringing another different left side tire compound, a Bowman Gray this week, and not a snow tire, like an actual soft tire. Like if Goodyear continues to push that direction and you add the horsepower a little bit, I definitely think the short track product can only get better.
This record cold temperatures this week is gonna be really interesting to see how tires handle.
We'll find out when it happens. I'm excited to see what changes. And I know for a lot of people it's probably going to be a symbolic change, but it's a change at least. It's we can do something different. Maybe, now it's 750, maybe a few years down the line, because it'll probably take a few years to get there. Maybe it's in 2 years, 800 or 825 or something like that. Just keep chipping away at it. Or we just get a new engine platform altogether that is meant to run whatever horsepower it is and is not having to be watered down with a tapered spacer. That would probably honestly be the best case scenario at this point for the long term. But I'm excited to see what it looks like. Because I thought they've made some huge strides with the tire, especially. Now it's getting the car there as well. And aero changes too that they're making to it and testing with it as well.
The aero changes, both Jones and Zane said they did not notice. They didn't notice anything significant.
Maybe it's like every little baby step possible. Eventually we'll get there. Yeah. But that kind of covers the big storylines and big things going into it. Guys, what do you think if we go into our first super chat stage break? How about that?
First one of 2026. I can't believe it.
The green and white checkered flag is out.
Super chat stage break. Okay, so I don't know, Eric, if it's on your end to show the first one put on screen or not, or if it updated on your end. But I know on my end, I can only scroll so far because a bunch were put before the show. So on my end, it has JMT being the first one that left one. Is that on your end?
I can see
the actual one from YouTube to verify.
I can see really far back. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the very first one was $1.99 from JMT.
Well, I just don't know if you can put it on screen or not.
You just start. I may not be able to get this first one, but I'll try to get them pretty quick.
So JMT left two of them for $1.99. One saying, I don't care what anyone else says. I'm going to miss the Roval. Plus, now there's no road course in the Chase. I think we talked a bit about that. So we got that one. All right.
I will miss the Roval a little, but yeah, I mean, it was one of my, honestly, I liked it more than Sonoma, but I'd hate to lose Sonoma because those fans out west don't have a lot of races to begin with.
True. So. I mean, Charlotte just races so good with this car. Yeah. I can't help but be excited. Yeah. Let's see. Next one up here is from Spencer. Says, we are so back. 2026 season is about to be here. 55-month member chat. Thank you. And then Bailey says, when did NASCAR become obsessed with the word playoffs? Early in the knockout era, it was still the Chase. 2017.
When they got rid of Sprint, because that was always a Sprint thing. Sprint / Nextel.
Yeah, they rebranded it in 2017. Now Joshua left a lot of these, but these are for his, I think like his throwback series. For the rebirth counterpart. So there's Chastain in the one. It's basically, it's a lot of the main drivers. I apologize if we don't show all. I think you have like 25 of them or so.
Oh my gosh, Joshua.
He's got about every single number there can be.
Seriously, like you just roll through them. I won't read them. You just roll through them.
If everyone wants to read this on our chat, you can actually toggle a chat to go from top chat, live chat, and see the fan funding, so you can see all of our super chats. So if you all want to look,
that's only for mods.
Go ahead.
By the way,
huh?
I think the fan funding one is only for mods, though.
Is it really? Well, I might be lying to y'all.
But I mean, look. I mean, there's a ton of them.
Mods, look at them.
Power to you, man. Jeez, I think he started combining a few of them as he got further down there. So there are those. There was Barn Cat, and you can keep Barn Cat said, hey guys, can't wait for the new season, and I'm buying ad time for a new video called The Outlaw about Kurt Busch, where we look back at Kurt's ups and downs and Hall of Fame career. Well, I think anyone
cool.
that puts a light on Kurt Busch, like that is awesome. Because he's like one of the most underrated, I think, champion and championship caliber drivers. Like he was so good everywhere he went. I mean, hell, he elevated Phoenix Racing in his lowest time in his career. So
he made every team better that he went to. Yeah, like Furniture Row, he was sort of their first driver where you're like, oh, okay, they're starting to go somewhere. And then Truex and Cole Pearn took him the next step. But yeah, no, he deserves a lot of credit.
Barn Cat left another one saying, also, I know how to get the younger demographic of the to see the sport. Let's get the actress that was seen at the Miami U games and have her be with one of the drivers.
I just had to look up who this is. An actress is a strong word.
Oh, Danny might
she might be.
There's nothing bad, but I'm pretty certain it's obvious who this person is.
We're going to just go to a more wholesome super chat here about Matt Kenseth. Thank you, Joshua, for the Matt Kenseth reference, saving the show. I'm still rolling through these until we get to our next one. Where are we at here? Oh, my gosh, Joshua. My gosh.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, very generous.
There's where he's combining them. So he's got 24 and 34 in one of them here. And then I think Napa Racing Fan is in here too. Said, favorite phony playoff champion? Mine was 2019 Matt Crafton. 0 wins, 8.8 average finish, 44 laps led in a system supposedly emphasizing winning. I was there for that.
Yeah, I remember that one well.
Eric, I don't know if it's on your end is different than mine because I'm seeing like different ones between the ones on yours. I think our StreamYard is messing up a little bit.
Oh gosh, yeah. So maybe I'm way out of order.
Palm Tree says racing is back. Already asked Jarrett, but I wanted to ask Danny and Eric. Kenseth broke the Winston, Jimmy broke the original chase, and Joey broke the playoffs. Who breaks or hacks the new format?
It's a great question.
It is.
I feel like
I
it's
already
gonna
answered it.
I don't know what your answer was. I think it's William Byron.
I think it'll be someone outside of Hendrick. I think it'll be someone you least expect, like a Christopher Bell.
I can't remember who I said.
I just feel like it's going to be Byron because he's kind of he's quiet, reserved. He's not. I like William Byron. He's not a big, bright personality that's gonna, that attracts the cameras and the paparazzi. So I could see him going on like a Jimmy Light run where 4, 5, 6 years in a row he's either winning the title or he's running away or he's right there. And it's like, I don't know. It's not like Tony Stewart, going back and forth with Carl Edwards in the media. It's not going to be as spicy as, like the Joey Logano championship runs or when Keselowski was pissing everyone off back in the day. It's just not going to be as outrageous. And I feel like people are going to be like, getting tired of this.
So we'll do a few more. Robbie Racer said, I think about NWP Fantasy League this year. So I'll give updates about that in the lightning round coming up like in a minute here.
Lord Voldemort is back on
Joshua said, note to self, need to use the last name equals counterpart name format going forward to avoid getting flagged by the bank. Good for now.
Joshua.
Yeah, Voldemort is not happy with Harvick and is with 23-11 and the playoffs.
But does he like Alex Bowman now? I cannot figure that out.
We'll find out. Jeffrey King is thrilled about the chase, probably because it will help Chase Elliott. And also is happy with the Charlotte Oval, 23 years of tradition, 23-year-old traditional minded fan speaking. Jar Jar doesn't like the new chase. Damn shame. Sloth Nerd says, now the 9th NWP season, we OGs remember the UFO. I got the UFO somewhere. I don't remember where I put it.
We need to figure out with this new setup to get like just a little sticker of a UFO on your little sign back there.
So we really got to, I got to figure that out. Just a little Easter egg. Let's go down. We'll finish off a few more here with TVP being the last one.
UFO sticker on your microphone.
That might be a good one. So Alex saying, happy new season, ladies and gents. Anyone going to any specific races? I'm going to North Wilkesboro. I'm going to Chicagoland.
We knew that. That we knew.
Yeah.
As of now, Chicagoland is the only one that I can confirm. I actually won't get a chance to go to Nashville Super Speedway for the first time this year. We have prior commitments.
I'll be at Daytona and Coda to start the year, and definitely more, but those are the first two I know for sure.
I'll definitely
think
go to Kansas in the fall.
Bristol Spring won't work. I think Bristol Fall might.
Calypso says it isn't her for the snow. It is Winterbolt, the ex-ruler of the North Pole.
Winterbolt.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's
Who
crazy.
I believe, wasn't that the one that befriended Rudolph?
I don't know. We got our
I don't-
storylines mixed up.
Yeah, I don't remember. I was never big in that lore. Hunter Nixon saying, ready for a new season of NWP. Let's go. And TVP saying, if you're ready for season 9 of NWP, give me a hell yeah. Give you a hell yeah. Should I give him a hell yeah?
I think you got something for that, Jarrett.
I said, give me a hell
All right. I think that should cover it for now. When it comes, we'll get to the rest as we go later in the show. But we've had storms here, but they haven't been too loud. What do you think? Should we get a bit of a thunderstorm, a lightning round?
Gosh, I'd give anything for a good thunderstorm. I never want to go through another
Same.
ice storm in my life.
Same. I'm with you, man. I'm 100%.
Snow
with
is
you.
fine. Like literally, the destruction of this ice storm is way worse than the tornado we had a couple of years ago, in my opinion. Maybe not for the specific line that the tornado went through, but just in general, the amount of destruction.
So going into the lightning round here, remember we have the NWP channel. We're actually going to connect and collaborate, so you'll have all of our channels to go to. So keep an eye on that after the episode is up tomorrow and so on and so forward. We'll be putting more clips on there. We actually have a game plan this year, so hopefully we can stick to it. Rockingham has now been sold to the IHRA, so there's some stable ownership there, it looks like. A Nashville branch of the Liuna Labor Union has actually launched a campaign that seeks to guarantee any future renovations to the Nashville Fairgrounds and will oppose any charter amendment referendums pushed at ending racing at the fairgrounds. So there's some back and forth now with that. It's still spinning the tires though. IROC is currently hiring, so contact Ray Evernham if you want. They're doing their. It's not
his
IROC.
phone number is 99. Okay,
Right now. Dear Ray.
Cletus McFarland will be racing Daytona, Talladega, Kansas, and Michigan. At least those races for ARCA this year. So if you're a big Cletus fan, you know which ones to highlight there.
Put on your cleats.
Ford has said they will race the Mustang Dark Horse SC in Cup in 2027. They had a decently run announcement with that with Ryan Blaney. Haley Deegan is back, by the way. She's come back to stock car racing, the ARCA West series with Bill McAnally. So
somehow
for all of
Haley Deegan returned.
for all of you that want to see her have another shot, there you go. All 4 RFK cars will feature the Greg Biffle font in the Daytona 500, as well as the 16 with AJ Allmendinger. So
Very cool.
I'm thinking we're probably also going to get I wonder if the broadcast, because it's 25 years since Earnhardt died as well, if we're going to have a silent lap 3 and then a silent lap 16. That might be a good way to honor him.
It's a good idea.
I think
someone at Fox is watching. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So you asked about the fantasy league. This is the thing. Because I don't know which people to kick or not, because it only allows 100 in. A lot of you guys stopped last year. So I actually strategically stopped putting new entries in halfway through the year so that I could test out and see who is actually putting entries in. And if you finish below me after I literally put no one in for half the year, I kind of know who you are. So for
strategy, actually.
Evious.
So for any of you guys outside of about the top 50, if you still are, if like you just didn't have a good year and you still want to be in on this stream and after the stream next week on Danny's channel, put your username in there. Let me know if you still want to go and you're going to do the whole year. I won't kick you because we'll announce how many open slots there are on Eric's channel after Daytona 500 qualifying. I'm going to remind you guys next week, put it in there, put it in this week, put it in next week. You have 2 weeks to let me know that you still want to be in there and that you're going to put full effort in. If you don't by the end of, I don't know, the Super Bowl weekend, that's on you guys. All right, I'm giving you 10 days, a 10-day window here.
That's more than fair. That's generous.
I'll only ask you one thing as one of the hosts. Make sure that you give me a link for Claudia because she kind of got left out. She ended up going and kicking the tires league last year.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
That. She just texted me in all caps. Jarrett better give me a slot.
I will. I'm not telling anyone when I'm actually doing the mass deleting of those who don't want to be in. When I'm doing the Thanos snap. No, the Thanos snap is what, like, it could be 3 a.m. for all y'all know. These guys will know. You guys at home won't. So let me know in the comments after this and after the show next week on Danny's channel. Or even if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, any of those, I'll have to probably get some help with the sides that I don't manage to know which ones are sending what, but just let me know. So I'm just,
if you're listening online, it gives you more of an incentive to watch live next week.
Yeah. And next week we will be on Danny's channel, February 4th, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So should be interesting to see who sticks around, but that was the lightning round.
Good stuff.
We don't have any headlines because we kind of covered them all, but
I'll front loaded.
I'll put the headline graphic up just because. Shout out to Jet. He kicks ass with these. He's linked down below. If you want any graphics work too, contact him on X. Same @ as he has on YouTube. Jet's the man. But I guess, guys, that just means that I think it is time for some fun.
We're having fun.
Let's jump on into it with our prediction segment. How about that?
Someone randomly asked who is Danny B Talks, and that's me. Hi.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll be linked down below, and we'll be doing a collaborate too. So all of our channels will be linked on the same show, every show this year. So there's not as much confusion either. But with the predictions, each host will make 2 NASCAR motorsports or show-related predictions. Predictions are kept track of each season in our accountability sessions, and we'll try and keep them relatively concise within a few years. We can play fast and loose. We just probably all have to be in agreement on it. Looking at whose predictions over the offseason aged well and not so well. Eric said there will not be an actions detrimental the week after the championship race. There was not. So
I predict
that's one of those that you got to ask, was it worth it?
Oh yeah, when did I predicted that? I think after the Phoenix, I was like, Denny, there's no way Denny's going to get on camera and do a show the week after that race, and he didn't. Is he going to do the show this year?
I would assume.
I don't
know why they wouldn't.
I mean, he's got a lot of other things going on, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Danny, you said that the Titans would win 3 or less games this past year. Good job.
Yeah, we suck again.
You also said Zilich's number would be in the 80s. 88.
That's so bizarre, but yes.
You said Penske would return to O'Reilly in 2026. Ford basically is left.
Yep.
And you said the Creator Series would be canceled before the 4th event. They have it ready to go the rest of the way. It's halfway decent. With Jeff Fabiano on there, it's going to be good.
They made drastic changes that were much needed, and I didn't watch it. I didn't want to watch it after the first one, but good on them.
It got better. And then for me, I had to use a different font size. So I said NASCAR would change the championship format. Now I said that like either early last year when there was like, oh, we might look at it, or like late in 24. So like I made this one a while back. This is not a layup. I said Dana White would be monetarily invested in NASCAR in some way. Ram and Ram Racing is going to be involved with the UFC and Dana White properties this coming year. And I said NASCAR would have 1 or less elimination or cutoff in the 2026 format, and they have 1. So I got that one. Unfortunately, I was wrong more often than not. I said that our NFL teams would finish 1 Vikings, 2 Texans, 3 Titans. And then I got that one right, but then JJ McCarthy happened, and the Texans finished better. Congrats, Eric.
Hey, another divisional lost. Love it.
I said NASCAR would award bonus points for laps led this year. They did not. I said that they would live stream the 750 horsepower test on YouTube. They did not. I said Call League would have no full-time O'Reilly teams and would have Christian Eckes and Danny Dye full-time in trucks.
Oh, you doubled down on that prediction. That was bold.
I wanted to go all out. Like I think having some parlays this year for us should be pretty fun. And I said in 2026 State of the Sport, Steve Phelps would address the majority of the reporters by name. He's no longer in the sport. So
he might still give the state of the sport. Maybe they, I don't know.
I
don't know that.
Maybe Steve. I should have just said one of the Steves.
You were
You
nearly
should
right.
have said Steve. Steve will address the majority. And then it's just like, could be anyone.
You were nearly right on that Colleague one, though. You just didn't factor in Christian Eckes leaving.
No. But as for going into the year, Eric has a perfect 100%. Danny
Stop
at
the count.
And I'm at 37.5%. All time, I lead 36.55. Danny at 36 1/3, and Eric at 32.35. I actually, because I had a higher percentage here, because you add that percentage to it, I actually improved my percentage, even though I did just dog water.
Wait,
on my predictions.
What did you say my percentage was
for this year or for all time? 32 and 2/3.
Oh, sounded like you said something about 36 1/3. I was kind of confused.
No, 32 and 2/3. I had 36.55 on mine. But with that, Eric, you'll lead us off because we go by the standings of the current year. So what do you got?
So in my chase predictions video, and I know we'll talk more about our chase predictions in a later episode, but I did do a video today talking about it. I had Ryan Blaney as my regular season champion, if we're still calling it that. I think he'll be my number 1 seed. I'm going to hedge my bet because that's bold. Like, I want to keep this 50-50. So I'm just going to say Blaney will be a top 3 seed for the chase this year.
Danny, what do you got?
Forgive me if I am doubling down on something I've already said, but it's probably also changed based on what I knew last year. If I made this, I don't remember. But I'll just say SVG will win all 4 road course races in 2026.
So you didn't say that straight up. You said SVG would not lose a road course race and cup until he reached at least 10 wins. So that's technically a different prediction.
Okay, I'll double down then because
different.
That will get him to the record.
It's the same and different in different ways. Do you have any backups though? Because they're very that is like basically a double down prediction.
I do have a backup in case I wasn't prepared if I already had that or not.
Let's maybe see the one you have next and then the backup, because I mean that it is very similar. I mean, it's basically the same prediction, just worded differently.
I just couldn't remember, but I wanted to go with that one.
I think SVG will win, and I think he will cross the finish line first.
I think SVG will start his car, and I think he will finish a race, and
he'll finish a race first, and he'll win.
And get this, they'll even let him go into victory lane.
They'll
do
give
a
him a
burnout. He'll kick a
trophy.
rugby ball. What else you got, man?
Okay, let's actually just scratch that one. Then we won't even use that one now. Ty Gibbs will not make the chase.
Okay.
I'll go bold. At least for some people. Some people think this is not bold, so we'll find out what people think in the chat. Carson Hocevar will get his first win before Connor Zilic. So
I like
that's
that.
an interesting one.
That's the thing. If Zilic, Hocevar better hope if he wants this prediction to be true. I don't know if he has any skin in the game on my predictions, but he should. He better hope that Zilic doesn't just ball out at Coda, because I think that's going to be the first and only real shot right away outside of like a super speedway. I mean, Hocevar, man, he was good at Bristol, Charlotte, Michigan, and a few others out there at Nashville. He looked good early in the year, especially at the intermediates.
All right, my next prediction. What was that super chat we got right before at the end of the super chat stage break?
Hell yeah.
So that's NASCAR's whole gimmick this year. So my prediction is that this weekend or whenever the clash happens, at least one driver will drop a hell yeah during a TV interview.
God. Is this going to be their version of Xfinity Internet?
I
hell yeah.
It might not even be. It might even be more subtle. They might just kind of casually be like, hey, the crew chief asked if I wanted 4 tires. I said hell yeah. It might even be subtle like that. We'll see. But I'm going to try and keep a close eye on the interviews. Chat, I'll need your help as well. If somebody does say hell yeah, please send it to us on Twitter. Let us know so I can get a prediction right.
They need to spam that Kurt Busch clip after Kentucky. Going from Ty Gibbs not making a chase, I'll just say all 400 cars will make the chase, which is bold considering some people don't have a lot of confidence in Bowman.
I think he'll make it, Danny. Don't you worry. I have the script.
I was positive on my first one. I think it was pretty positive for hosts of our side of it, and technically leaves the door open for both of them winning. I'm going to go on the pessimist side of my next one. Kyle Busch goes winless again. I think the winless streak goes over 100.
Tisk. No, that's two different predictions. Are you making both, or are you just making the one?
No, I mean, if we want to make a third one, and you guys want to like,
if he goes winless, this year, he'll be at like 130 or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Kyle Busch fans are going through the full 2008 to 2012 Dale Jr. feel right now, except there's no light at the end of the tunnel at this moment, except for free agency.
Yeah,
and even then, we don't know. So it was fun. That was fun.
Very fun.
Should we keep having fun?
I suppose.
I do like fun.
If you insist.
Well, let's jump into the random driver of the week. So you guys got to hide the chat now.
Ooh, I get the chat. See you in a few.
Yeah, I get the chat. You guys just don't. So for those who are new, I will read off different clues. Yes, welcome. I will read off different clues, and these guys will try to guess said clues. And if they get it wrong 3 times, they're out. If they don't, they're correct. So we'll see.
Wow. You made that sound way more complicated than it needed to sound.
Yeah. Self-absorbed. Danny leads 34-33 after he's gone on a tear. Danny has, so I only have the last 5 written down, but I think you have 6 in a row. Like
what?
I think you're right. Because
I choked my whole lead.
I overcame like a 3-week deficit or something like that.
3 or 4 somewhere in there, but you're now up 34-33 on Eric, because in the last 5, and also the week before Danny started his streak, Michael Marutz got one. So like Eric, it's been like 7 or 8.
Holy heck. Well, just shows you how big a lead I had. But yeah, we're throwing now. New year, new me.
Texans for you.
Screw season-long points. We're going to do decade-long standings with these two going back and forth. So Scott Wimmer, Norm Benning, Paul Menard, Mike Bliss, and Milka Duno. All
the Milka Duno one was one I'm shocked that I picked that one out of my brain, but
I can't believe
that one was topical, especially after what happened like the week before, picking a Venezuelan driver. I was like Nostradamus on that. Well, let's get into it. I have, I believe, 22 clues. Now let's get on it.
That's a hint.
This random driver hails from Cleveland Heights, Ohio. So an Ohio-born driver.
Cleveland Heights. Is that near Cleveland?
Nothing good comes from Cleveland.
By the way, none of us have ever tweeted about this random driver either. So
you do this to me.
No one knows this person.
I wouldn't go that far. This random driver was once quoted as saying, "I drink 10 or more beers a day and have a happy life."
That feels like something we should know, but
that feels like a Talladega. Is it Cal Naughton Jr.?
Is that a guess?
No.
This random driver actually made only one NASCAR attempt, doing so in 1987 in the number 51 car with Hendrick Motorsports at Watkins Glen.
So
this was their only
attempt. Technically, they were a driver.
Does this person even count?
0 trucks, 0 Xfinity, 1 Cup attempt,
and a DNQ.
And they did not qualify.
It was at what track? Watkins Glen?
Watkins Glen International.
Okay, so this is like some IndyCar F1.
Yeah, like some open wheel driver that just on a whim.
Well, this random driver did compete in local and regional modified series races for NASCAR. So,
okay. All right. Then it counts.
Any guesses? Would you like the numbers that
Yes.
this random driver raced?
From a series I didn't watch? Sure. Yeah. I would love the numbers.
All right. 3, 6, 15, 45, 51, 70, 75, 76, and 79. Some of the chat have already got it too. So good on
Sure,
y'all.
if this is like an IndyCar driver or something and you're a diehard IndyCar fan, then yeah, I would
Well,
yeah.
The list of manufacturers this random driver raced in top level series were Chevrolet, Ford, Porsche, and Jaguar. So
Okay. All right.
This random driver raced most in Grand Am sports car racing and American Le Mans racing.
Okay. Well, my IndyCar comment was clearly off base.
This random driver drove in the Sports Car Club of America, winning 4 national championships.
Oh, what's that guy's name?
This random driver raced the same 24 hours of Daytona race that Dale Earnhardt did only 2 weeks before Earnhardt's death. So to give you some time on this one.
Yeah.
This random driver raced in the 2004 Baja 1000 and raced all the way until 2007 at the age of 82.
Oh my goodness.
Dang.
Yeah. Wow, we're already over halfway through the clues. So if you want to guess, roll them out. Nothing?
Nope.
This random driver's cup deal with Hendrick Motorsports was actually derailed by scheduling conflicts with his other profession.
Other profession.
Other profession.
Yes.
What is his other profession? You know, racing.
And might have to listen to some more clues. This random driver today actually is the face of a major salad dressing company that's named after him.
What?
Who is
You
this?
see it every time you go to the store.
I don't
Every
know who the
major
hell.
chain. You probably don't even think about it. You probably
Dude, I probably know the face, but I don't know the brand now.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman.
That's it.
Whoa!
Paul Newman.
The salad
That's
dressing.
it.
Fuck yeah.
Doc Hudson from Cars.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
And since it kind of went down there, here's the new sounder for being correct.
Correct.
What else did you have for him? Because I'm curious what would have instantly gave it away.
That he briefly co-owned a cup team with the developmental 18 team with Hendrick Motorsports, driven by Greg Sachs. He was born 101 years ago, served in World War II in the Pacific Theater of the Navy. Let's see, was dropped from the V12 pilot training program for colorblindness. First acting role was in 49, was instrumental actually behind the scenes in mentoring Tom Cruise for Days of Thunder. His final Hollywood movie character was Doc Hudson in Cars, and he narrated the 2007 documentary Dale, which is an amazing documentary.
I would have gotten it better, but
Yeah, by the end there for sure. That's
Eric
crazy.
ends the cold streak.
I was laughing at some of the chat just like quoted the salad dressing because that is right. That's what I said.
The effing salad dressing.
The salad dressing.
Which apparently
Give it
all
away.
the proceeds, I don't know if they still do it, but when he was alive, all the proceeds would go to charity that were made from that. So
That's cool. Wow.
So that
What
was
a way to snap my losing streak.
Hey, I knew I had to go outside the box this year to start it out. Like I couldn't just be like, oh, we're gonna do PJ Jones or something that like you'd be a little outside, but we'd remember or something. I think I haven't done PJ Jones. I don't know. We'll find out.
So I just looked up Paul Newman NASCAR modifieds, and it looks like it says that Paul Newman's only start in a NASCAR modified. Did he only run one?
If it's the regional or local series, it might be regional was one, and then local stuff.
He probably done more in the smaller ones.
Yeah. So 34-34, we are tied heading into February. Nice. And I mean, I made sure. I was like going through like, yeah, got that. Okay, good. So we will do that next week, and I will have to go and throw a different pitch than I did this week. But let's head on into Snowman Gray. How about that? Bowman Gray. We are heading on in for the Clash this weekend at Bowman Gray Stadium. Hopefully it's run. Same format as last year, which I believe we have that actually plugged on into here. Yes, it's same thing as last year. Saturday heat races, practice, qualifying. And then of course the LCQ, the last two get in. And I believe it's the next highest in points gets the 23rd spot. You split it in half, 100 laps. And that's your Bowman Gray Clash. So
I hope that busy graphic made sense.
That's the one NASCAR put out. That wasn't Jet would have made a better one, but
that's true. Yeah,
they didn't announce it until so late,
Yeah.
Corey LaJoie will be filling in for Brad Keselowski in the number 6 for RFK as Brad is recovering from a leg injury. Team Amerivet returns with Burt Myers in the 50, and Larry Mack has said that Fox Sports will be using a new graphics package and said that fans should be pretty happy with it.
I've seen some behind the scenes of drivers filming stuff that looks very throwbacky to like 08, 09-ish when they would be kind of in front of like random backgrounds, like gears and random stuff behind them
in the background. I remember I had my ticket to 2012 Michigan was Dale Jr. in that studio scowling like. So I remember that is nostalgic for me. They're definitely leaning hard into the nostalgia this year for a lot of stuff. That for sure.
Can I get a hell yeah?
If Digger comes back, we are gonna just go crazy.
Give me a hell yeah!
We have more sounders. I just haven't played yet. But anyway, let's go into the Clash of Bowman Gray. Danny, I know you have the weather on your end. I did not get it saved on my end, but I will go through first. The Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium, 200 laps, 100-100 split, starting hopefully Sunday at 7. Fox and Fox 1 have the coverage. MRN and SiriusXM have the radio coverage. Chase Elliott is the defending winner. Danny, you have the full weather report. We got an actual meteorologist to give us the weather report.
Yes,
we have to estimate this year.
We have a little bit of a plug here for Jeff Vorick of WSAV in Savannah, Georgia. He's a friend of the show now. He's been watching us for a little bit. He's going to be helping us a little bit this season with some pretty good and accurate weather forecast from an actual meteorologist. You're not just getting a bunch of knuckleheads now. According to Jeff, the energy from this system will be a coastal low, or aka a nor'easter, and an upper level low coming in with the jet stream. Saturday, though, will be impacted by snow a majority of the day. That being said, it won't be a heavy snow for the Winston-Salem area, and if they are proactive, they being NASCAR, they can pretty much stay ahead of it. You definitely can't rule out disruptions to Saturday, but I'd imagine they should be fine. For Sunday, says Jeff, the heaviest snow is going to be in eastern North Carolina, since it is going to produce the best dynamics, and moisture will be east of the Piedmont area. Sunday is just going to be drastically cold in North Carolina. He did send me a little follow-up here, slight adjustment to the timing of new data. Snow is actually expected to start late Friday night and taper off Saturday evening. Can't rule out some bursts of heavier snow, but his general forecast is thinking this still keeps the heaviest snow east of Winston-Salem. So it's going to be cold, but we should be okay.
And the graphic I did show that the track is definitely on the edge for sure. So it definitely could, and we're hoping, knock on wood, misses for the most part. Now we always, every year we have to reintroduce everyone to the pick point system. And I have to redo the graphic this year for the first time because we don't have purple. We have the O'Reilly series. So for the Cup series, for those listening, the top pick gets 10 points, then down 2 points until 5th, then 6th gets 1. So 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. The two lower series, winner gets 6 points of whoever gets the highest pick, I should say, get 6 points, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down to 6th if need be. Win bonuses, 1 point bonus for the Truck Series, 3 for O'Reilly, and 5 for the Cup Series. Weekend sweep gets a plus 10 bonus. We're not doing it this weekend because there's only one race. It wouldn't be fair to do a sweep when it's technically not a sweep. All participants, though, for your win picks, have to have different picks. We can be the same for our suck and our dark horse picks, but when it comes to your win picks, chat, it has to be different. As for the pick points last year, I got the championship over Eric, so I am joining the chat as a 2-time champion. Chat minus 33, just by a skosh over Danny minus 34. But it's a new year. That doesn't matter anymore. So let's jump on into it. Who's going to suck or miss the clash, starting with Danny?
Ty Gibbs.
Ooh.
I'm being insensitively harsh on Ty Gibbs this season.
Noticed. Who's the chat got?
Chat, who's missing the clash?
Or sucking? Either or.
Yes. It looks like they might be going with the 8.
I think they're going. There's a lot of Kyle. There's not Kyle. I think they're going Kyle Busch. I mean, this isn't points, so it doesn't matter.
No. I was going to say Corey LaJoy. I don't think he was even in this race last year. And I just feel like even though he's in a decent car, he's going to, he's a guest in that 6 car. He's not going to go out there and beat and bang and tear that thing up for the sake of tearing it up. So I think LaJoy will be just kind of
I'm going to go with the chat as well on this one. I think Kyle Busch is going to struggle. I think it's going to be a bad start to this season. Dark horse picks. Who do you think is going to maybe be top 10, maybe sneak out and get a win?
SVG.
Oh, he was top 10 last year.
Let's see. The chat's, I think, caught up with us on that. So
Give the chat a moment, to catch up. Got to give him a moment to think about it.
Seeing a lot of Ryan Preece.
That was going to be my pick. I know this isn't for points, so I was going to say Ryan Preece.
I'll give them Ryan Preece as well.
It's a modified track. He's a modified guy, flat. I think he was 10th or 11th in this race last year too. So,
well, I'll go with Preece's teammate. I'll give him a shot. I'll go Corey LaJoy.
Oh,
I'll give him a shot.
Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose on my end. It's low risk for me. So
Brad's car was pretty solid last year until it wasn't.
Yeah. So that leaves who is going to win the clash at Bowman Gray? Who are our cup win picks? Danny, lead us off. Who you got?
Ryan Blaney.
That's the name I keep hearing everyone bring up. Like I'm seeing a lot.
That's a short, flat track.
He went from, I think, almost last year to second.
Chat. I'm seeing a lot of 19s and 11s. Sorry.
I see more 19 than 11, I think.
Should we give him chase?
I've seen a lot of 20s just came in.
20 came in I'm seeing more 19 overall, I think.
I think you might have to pull it between 19. Yeah, more 19s are coming in. It's probably 19.
It's consistently more 19, and every now and again some numbers will come in with like little
some 9s. You might have to pull it between 19, 9, and 20.
Yeah, why not? Pull.
I think the 19 is going to win, but the 9 seems to have come on strong. And then Ross Chastain really wants to pick Ty Dillon. That's not going to happen.
So you said 19, 9, and 20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. Chase, and Chris. All right. Poll going up now. Let's see.
Give him a few seconds. Place your votes quick.
I just saw like pop and then go back and then pop. YouTube's been acting up for sure today, but I think it's 19.
It's definitely Chase.
Yeah. The Chase wins again.
Chase just can't stop winning.
It's Briscoe. It's pretty overwhelming.
I'm going to end it 3, 2, 1. All right. So we'll go Chase Briscoe.
And I'll take the other Chase. Give me Chase Elliott back to back. Why not?
Okay, Chase Elliott. So with that, I will go. I'll go with a happy ending. I think I'll go Denny Hamlin. I want.
See,
I think everyone would like to see Denny win.
I would love that. I just don't know if we're gonna see him have it just yet.
I know.
Admitted, he told. I thought it was wild. He admitted to Pockrass like a couple days ago. He said that he hasn't really locked in for the new season yet. I'm like, I mean, I know Daytona's still 2 or 3 weeks away, but like there is a race in a few days. So it might take him a minute to get re-engaged, which I don't think anyone would blame him.
I wouldn't blame
considering
him.
all he's been through. But yeah, that's still a good pick. He almost won last year. So
All right. So with that, I believe we just have the super chat cooldown lap. Before we get into that, I'll just remind everybody that next week we are going to be live on Danny's channel, Wednesday, February 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're giving you our chase picks, talking about the clash, bound to be some news. So always a lot of fun. And then I think, guys, that's our last basically bye week with no racing until like August.
something like that. Yeah. Cause we'll have Easter weekend, still have the Rock. So yeah, it's gonna be busy.
So let's roll on down and finish off the super chats with the super chat stage break. I believe Vogue's was the last one there. My name is Jeff.
We need to get that on the soundboard.
Yep. I'll write it down. My name Jeff. God, that was a meme when I was in high school.
Yep.
Mhm.
Do I even need to read it, or should I just
I said, give me a hell yeah.
Super Bowl? Son, that just means 106 days until NASCAR on Prime. Good evening, everyone. Cheers to a new season of NWP.
Need to redo that to Super Bowl. Son, that just means NWP's already been on for a couple weeks.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll let you just roll with them.
Lord Voldemort
is a member. Let's go. Mofo Prada says, welcome back, NWP crew. Most of us are excited for this year's chase format. However, please temper expectations. Should someone have an 07 Gordon or 10 Harvick campaign and not win the title, the format will be exposed again. It's gonna happen at some point. Like somebody's gonna have a dominant year, falter in the last 10. I'm really curious what the discourse will be off that. Santa Claus, Father Christmas says Mark Martin's on the naughty list. And then speaking of which, how did Jarrett and Danny B enjoy their gifts? I thought my Christmas was pretty good.
Yeah,
I got coal. Santa wasn't lying.
Santa's been mean
vicious.
to you, man.
No, vicious Santa.
Cole keeps the lights on though, so
is Daniel keeping the seat warm for Busch? I mean, that's the theory right now. Is that
yes, I am. He's going to be coming on to NWP next year, actually.
Let's see the next one here. Brandon saying Kyle Busch
Talks will be the channel next year.
Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin are the last two active full-time drivers who have been racing for 20 years to race in the Gen 4, COT, Gen 6, and Gen 7 eras. Damn.
Wow.
That is wild. Rowdy 8 saying, welcome back. As a KB fan, I'm cautiously optimistic. I love how you're saying that. And like 5 minutes ago, I'm just like, it's going to suck. You're not going to win. You're going to be awful in the clash.
Got a new crew chief, you know.
That's my approach.
I
as
hope
a
he does
Titans
well.
fan,
I
cautiously
honestly do.
optimistic.
I stand with 2311 says they want to take a moment. Thanks. Steve Phelps says he shouldn't have felt forced to leave comments weren't good, but RC is difficult.
RC is difficult. I mean, that's true.
I need to get this. You know, every time we talk about RC like that, I need to get that sounder. What the F, Richard?
Yeah.
Cookie Monster. You want playoffs back?
Oh,
that didn't
we'll be. Did he say he'd be at the Clash? He's not a fan of Bowman. I didn't see the end of that.
He did see that. Yeah.
Hey, Cookie. Pac-Man says $5 says before the end of the race, Tony Stewart calls Chris Wright a dumbass and wants to fight him. All hail the Chris Wright truck.
Either Chris Wright or if Connor Jones is in the race, something could go bad.
That would be fun. I have a feeling Connor Jones be on his best behavior, at least early in the season. Eric, sorry about your Texans signed a Pats fan from Pat.
It's okay.
02537.
I'm just happy
Thanks,
for
Pat.
Vrabel.
Let's see. Lord Voldemort says the new Chase is worse than the original and wants the playoffs back. Well, that's the same person who couldn't overthrow a high school. Bailey says, who breaks this new system? I think we read one like this. Jimmy broke the original.
Yeah.
Joey broke the knockout. System gets broken eventually. I think we kind of brought up the Hendrick guys, maybe Christopher
Good
Bell.
question.
I like it. Let's see. From there, NASCAR Rising review. Loved it. Just wish it was longer. Made me feel like Hocevar, Love, and Caruth. More Rising over full speed, less playoffs, more driver based. So I was not able to watch it all.
You said that wrong. It's Bosavar.
Bosavar, yes. Sorry.
No, the B is silent. Come on now. The B is silent.
That's what I thought. I read it right. It's like Pteranodon. You know, the P is silent in that. Let's see. Alex says the playoffs are great. For my dog to poop on.
And there's
You have the highbrow comments.
Lego NASCAR left 2 of them here. It's insane how monotone Jarrett was in old videos. It's true. I was very monotone. I was so I was very bad at public speaking at that time, and I was very insecure about my voice. Now I just know I sound like an idiot.
If you ever want a flashback, go watch a random season 1 NWP.
Don't do that. Actually,
no. Watch the first appearance of the 3 of us, and that's about it. Like just see the first 5 minutes and be like, oh, they really have improved over the last 9 years.
Definitely watch that one where we let in like 10 people all at one time. It's a good time.
Is that even still on the internet? Yeah.
I met Rusty on.
Yep.
He was the one that was chill.
Yeah. Lego also says people will still cry if Logano wins. They will, but at least this one you will know he earned it, or at least earned it way more than the last one. At least Bailey says Ricky Stenhouse is making his truck debut this year, 13 years after he made his Cup Series full season debut. Is crazy.
I forgot that he didn't run trucks before.
The Stenhouse guy, he may have some talent. We might want to look at this guy.
He's gonna, no matter what he does, he'll have a better truck career than Dale Jr. Let's see. I think Jeffrey King is next here. Says not able to watch live, but I predict Hamlin will win his final race in the next 45 Cup points races. Oh, so he's gonna...
I think it'll be in there somewhere too.
That's very specific.
He's got 72 to go, right? If he does 2 more years.
So he's saying he's just not going to win late next year. Very specific.
Maybe he does a Truex. Indy Carson versus NASCARson says, hey, NWP, how was your offseason? I'd say we were all pretty good, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Danny? You had a good offseason?
Yeah, solid.
Said, I'll only start watching motorsports like NASCAR if they get rid of the stage yellows and get rid of their current broadcasters announcing the races. I mean, Prime's good at least, but
I'm not sure that we're ever going to
have shifted.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if we're ever going to please Indy Carson here.
So he wants no stage cautions, and he wants a way to watch it where there's just no broadcast. There's just a silent feed.
Or go into the race. That'd be awesome. Yaboom says, do you think the short track package will be massively improved or no? I think incrementally. Like maybe
yeah. I think it's going to keep getting a hair better. It was better last year. I thought some of the short track races last year were actually decent.
The Bristol night race was actually decent this past year.
Shoot, even spring, even fall Phoenix was decent. I thought both Phoenix races were okay. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, I was honestly that championship race at Phoenix. If you take all of the championship stuff away and just look at the racing was actually better than a lot of Phoenix races, even in the Gen 6 era at that layout.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jeffrey says, do not underestimate Chris Buescher. I don't think we were.
I don't think we have at any point during this show, but thanks for the reminder.
Watch, he has bad luck and he still is the first one out of the chase. Roman numeral 3, lots of oval ice racing up here in northeastern Wisconsin, not New England, northeast Wisconsin this year.
I got to say one more for the eyes. Yeah.
Brandon says, now that SVG has the 97 car back, he needs to do a Kurt Busch throwback. Well, now he can do it in any race because there's not a throwback race anymore. At least not officially.
Yeah.
Justin says, can't wait to see the Chase Elliott hate at Spring Darlington. He bitched and whined about having to do throwback weekend for at least a few years. And now, because he's NASCAR's golden boy, NASCAR took it away from us.
We were ahead of the times. We could have done a throwback with our car, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe we're partially to blame. Bobby Blair says, racing is back, boys. Year 7 of watching you guys. Here's to another season. Here's to another. I don't have alcohol, but here's to another season.
My empty cup of water.
Bobby Blair missed our awkward first 2 seasons.
Probably for the best. Justin says, I got tickets to St. Pete. Watch for someone representing USF. And then I'm trying to get a ticket for Friday night's truck race at Daytona. Going to be a long day with class at 8 a.m. Then driving out from Tampa. Go Tony Stewart. I hope Tony
do
does
it. You can do it.
Yeah, you can
Look
do
at
it, man.
Tony.
If I could,
seats.
if I could watch a Richmond race end at like 11 o'clock local time on Saturday night and then make it for a noon kickoff for Vikings, Bengals, and Cincinnati, you got it, man. You got it. You can do it. You'll be tired, but long term, you'll thank yourself for it. Blake says, welcome back for season 9. Watch since the Alan Bestwick episode. Hope you can get guests like Slap Shoes and Brock Beard on again. We'll definitely have some more guests through the year.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was honestly thinking, like, when we get to season 10, do we need to like get a few old guests we haven't had on in like 7 years on? Like, I was just brought up Rusty. Have Rusty jump on for an episode if he's
First of all, I just ain't heard much from Rusty in a while, so I need to
track him down.
Yeah. Buckeye fan, loving Chase Elliott's 2026 Napa and Prime schemes. Yeah, I like the Prime one definitely too. I like them both, honestly. Does Hamlin pass Busch in wins this season? I mean, he's what, like 3 back or something? I don't remember.
63 to 60, I think. So he would need to have at least 3 more wins than Busch.
I see it happening.
It could happen this year. Depends on how big of a deal Chris Gabehart being gone is for JGR, and when Denny can get, in his words, kind of his head focused in the game.
Yeah, but those are both too big of variables to predict at this moment, I think.
Let's see, Josh for the 52-month member chat. Thank you. Says, happy season 9. This is also my 9th as a NASCAR fan. Wow.
Nice.
Damn. 2018 is a good year for us to all get on into it.
Good stuff
Antar
there.
says, welcome back. Prediction, Hamlin will either go on a tear or go winless. No in between. Also, SVG wins an oval race.
Maybe a super speedway, but but the Hamlin prediction is fair.
He was pretty fast. SVG, he was up to 6 before he got wrecked.
Hey, if short track ace Josh Berry randomly won Las Vegas, it can happen.
You gotta remember too, he was setting, I don't think he's gonna win an oval in my opinion, but he was setting some pretty good laps at Richmond last summer.
He was in the top 10 at Martinsville late last year too. Like, he got better, I'm telling you, but a win outside of super speedway would be shocking.
Bobby Blair with the fun. We're so back. I can't scroll through and find the.
That's okay.
Gavin says, super hyped for the new season. Looking forward to my guy going for 2 championships in a row. Happy 2026 and season 9. Yes.
Thank you.
It'll be a fun year. Ryan says, question for Jarrett, with more consistency based format, are you still planning to do the Winston points this year? Honestly, I've been thinking about that. And even last year during the debate, I was kind of getting sick of doing it. So I'm leaning towards not doing it this year, honestly. I just kind of got, well, the Twitter account does it better than me anyway. Like,
oh yeah,
they have it up Sunday night. I'm still going to like pay attention and have fun with it, but
maybe you can link that tweet in a community tab post and say, hey, go check this out.
Yeah, I mean that, or I know I'm probably going to open up my community tab this year, because you can open it up and people can post their own community posts, like, and have conversations and like almost make your own subreddit on your community post. And I might be like, hey, if someone wants to post it in there, go for it.
That sounds dangerous. You get that person, they say, F you suck.
Well, I can also, and mods, I think,
execute them. Yeah.
Ross Crashtain with 27-month member chat. Snowball Derby prep beginning early this year.
Yeah.
Gavin says, how long until someone wins the title early? I give it within 10 years. I think somebody
Sure.
will figure out the car and figure
I'd
it
say
out. And
within 5. It might even be this year.
if it's this year, it's going to be it's going to be really
Unfortunate.
fun to see the conversation.
And by early, that can just mean by Martinsville, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they mean, like before the last race.
Now, if we get a person who's got it wrapped up by Phoenix, then
that's
I don't think. Yeah, I doubt that'll ever, just because they're still so close. Even if somebody gets an advantage, Jeffrey for the 2 says Reddick will win 2 races this season. I think he'll have a bit of a bounce back. I mean, you got to think with everything going on, but like off track last year, like that's got to weigh on you big time.
Yeah. People, because everyone's like, oh, they had the lawsuit. Then his son had like health problems that they had to deal with, and that last we heard was doing better, which is hopefully a very good sign. But yeah, no, I agree. I think he'll have a better season. I think 2 wins is about right. I don't think I'd go over. I don't think I'd take the over.
Isn't this also like a contract year for him as well?
Yes, supposedly.
Yes. So that'd be interesting. Blue Jimmy, welcome back, man. Says it's great to be back for another season of NWP. Hope y'all are staying warm. Even if we don't have the clash, at least we have KFB, Logano, and Bell on Wheel of Fortune to look forward to. That was announced today. Yeah, they're going to be on Wheel of Fortune. Man.
I thought he was going to say, at least we have each other, but yeah, that's also fun.
Bush and Logano on the same show. Like if this were like probably 5-10 years ago, that'd be must-watch television.
Hey, they might ham it up for the cameras, and I'm just picturing Christopher Bell standing between them, making the same face he did when Bush got in his face at Coda a couple years ago. Just
he's terrible. Ross Crash Stain says, "Welcome back, Zillbillies. Boo doo doo head Larson." Oh, we're going after current drivers other than Bowman.
I'm dying at the chat going, the wheel.
The wheel in his hand. Give me an A. David Bell with the 20-month member chat says, hope you men are doing well. With a thumbs up. We are doing well.
Doing good too.
Thank you, David.
And David Bell, I'll give you this one. The bell. Steven says, I know this is a huge hypothetical, but does summer Daytona now not mean anything because of the chase? If so, does the date move? Will we even have a second Daytona race? It's not going back to the 4th of July. So we'll definitely have a second Daytona race. I think it stays the same, though. I will say I was looking, because, I like to have my way too early schedule predictions. I was looking at the calendar next year, and we might have another year where Daytona is the second to last race in the regular season, and Darlington is the cutoff race. But I think because anyone can win, you basically can have a 74-point swing if everything goes right. So you'll still probably have a lot of people in contention at that cutoff line, and probably for the points lead most years as well. So to have that kind of swing and drama, I think NBC is going to want to keep it there.
Yeah, I think it's still okay as the regular season. Yeah, it doesn't have the win and you're in total chaos oomph behind it, but frankly, Daytona's chaotic enough as is. Like it's okay if it's toned down a little bit and the storylines are narrowed somewhat. I think that's probably healthier, actually.
Alex here saying, hope you 3 and your families are well. We're doing pretty well.
Doing good. Thanks for asking.
I think Minnie Berg is asleep. She got done watching K-pop Demon Hunters. She's just like,
that's like her day.
How many times is it?
Right? It's actually been the first time this week.
Oh wow.
We've been trying different things out, and the whole interacting face to face, and not just
I did finally watch K-pop Demon Hunters over the off season.
It's good.
It was okay.
She's gonna break that habit, Jarrett, just in time for a sequel to come out.
So 2029 is when the sequel comes out. So
they're making a sequel.
I will say
they have to finish the next Spider-Man Miles Morales before they can do another one of those.
That's already like 2 years overdue.
That's if they don't have to get a new actor, since he'd probably be heartbroken Haley Steinfeld fell for someone else. Have you seen those interviews with them? It's awkward, man.
It is. It's weird, man.
I tell you what, I don't care how down bad I am never going to be testing my luck hitting on an NFL player's wife, because I don't want to get punched in the face by Josh Allen.
I was about to say, isn't that Josh Allen's wife now?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's bold.
Let's see. Matthew says thoughts on the Chili Bowl and 24 hours of Daytona. Well, I didn't get to see the end of it because they were showing a damn cardinal on the TV. The story with that is because we had the ice storm, right? We had the ice storm in the Nashville area, and I don't have the peacock. But we just love our birds here. We'll just leave it at that. But anyway, I turned on the TV to watch the last 10 minutes or so because I finally had time to. And they're doing all this coverage saying it's going to be cold. It is cold. Cold is still coming in. And they just kept repeating it over and over again. They're like throwing a few trees down. I'm like, oh, okay. And then for 5 minutes, they talk about a damn cardinal being in front of a ring camera. That was what they put on our local affiliate instead of the end of the 24 hours of Daytona. A damn cardinal looking at a ring camera.
Nature is beautiful, isn't it? The 24 hours of Daytona was fun. I probably watched about 7 hours of it. I watched a decent amount of it this year. I did not watch the 6 hours they spent under caution due to fog. I woke up and saw that that's what poor Connor Zilic had been doing for his entire evening. And that was kind of a bummer because I was excited to see Zilic in the GTP class. Like, he's won a Rolex for in his class, but he's never been in the prototype class, the top class, looking for the overall win. So I wanted to see his team. That car ended up finishing second. Felipe Nasser at the end
they were really trying. They were really trying.
Was perfect at the end. And so Penske got the win for, I think, the third year in a row. So yeah, it was okay. It was fun, but I agree. The broadcast left a lot to be desired, especially down the stretch.
It is just always one of my favorite times of the year to fall asleep and wake up to racing.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can put it on screen so I can show people like I'm not just rambling to ramble.
Yeah, he had a whole tweet about it.
Yeah, this is what they're doing.
Hold on, let me move everything out of the way for us for a second, and then I can really show.
It really is a beautiful bird, though. Come on.
Now here's a bird.
This is what I got to look at for like 10 minutes. Cardinal in the snow
in Springfield.
This was hard-hitting news. I mean, damn it! This was an article. It'll be a Pulitzer winner.
That is a pretty cardinal. Look at the coloration on it. You got a good fat body to it. Looks just like he's out of Angry Birds, folks.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Everything's great. You know. So yeah, I didn't see that. Hello, big fan of all three of you guys on YouTube. Thanks for all you guys do from is it CT Racing Corner or Connecticut Racing Corner? Either way,
CT.
We appreciate
it.
Let's see. Mittens is back. Says Mittens loves Blaney's mustache and his llama Cusco. Oh, that's right. Didn't he get a llama? And
name it Cusco?
Llama?
Yeah,
a llama. He's supposed to be dead.
The poison specifically chosen to kill Cusco. That poison.
Peter, I need some help, Peter. Also, please keep me in the fantasy league. Okay. Good to know. And Manning says, hey, y'all, it's been a minute. Been a roller coaster a couple of years at work. Personally, and as a NASCAR fan, excited for a fresh new season. Same. Fresh new start.
Thank you, M. Manning.
Jeffrey saying, could NASCAR race in light snow flurries? I would think in light snow they probably could. It probably evaporate.
Kind of like light rain. Actually, it would probably be better than light rain.
Yeah, it'd probably evaporate most of it before it hit the ground because of how warm the track would be with the cars.
Oh, yeah.
Justin saying, which NASCAR series do each of you think has the most anticipation surrounding it this season? I'll say because of Ram and Ram Race for the Seat. The Truck Series will see a large bump in viewership. I'm honestly going to say for the first time in a while, the Cup Series, I think, has the most anticipation.
I just think the new format will naturally, I mean, even though it's for all three series, I think it'll draw more attention to Cup for that reason. But I'll give you that. Trucks are next because you do have Ram. You got the high profile Tony Stewart coming out for a race, and he even opened the door I saw today to maybe even other races potentially. Let's assume just the one. Still, it's a big one. So
for Cup to succeed really well with the crowd that really checked out because they hated the new playoffs, You're going to have to find a way to advertise heavily. Hey, we don't do that no more. That's not what we do anymore, because there's going to be people who legitimately checked out so much they will not care. They have no clue that they aren't doing the old style of playoff.
Yeah,
That's true. That, I mean, it is. Harvick, this place is rocking. Fox's audio sounds like this.
I'm excited for NASCAR.
It's a fan last year that's going. Evan says, Jarrett, are you going to make a follow-up video to your NASCAR championship systems video you made in 2018? If it's the one of like the playoffs, probably not.
I want to watch this video.
What if they had the playoffs? I think I did in like 2000, 2001, like 90 something. But I mean, maybe I won't do it necessarily like that, but I'll look at like each year of like how it would have played out. It'll be a hypothetical. I'll bring back that line, but I'd probably do it differently. And according to some very perceptive people, I will not be monotone as much in those. And I'll probably edit it better too. And then Alex with the last one here says, if only Penske can win Le Mans. That is the last one, at least at the moment.
We got one more from Bailey that just says chances
cool.
we see. It didn't show up in the StreamYard, but it says chances we see a sleeping fan this weekend.
It's Fox, man. We definitely could. I mean, it might be too cold. Like, they might just be dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Artie's not in the van anymore. He moved on to ESPN, so it'll be someone else.
They better have like 3 merch haulers that are just full of the big puffy NASCAR jackets and driver jackets of anyone that they have, because that's going to be much needed this weekend.
You know,
for sure.
I watched those Artie broadcasts for NFL, and I think we all were like, at one point, all 3 of us were watching, and we're like, oh my God, this has his fingerprints. At one point, like they're about to snap the ball. I think it was like the Falcons and Rams or something like that. It was like one of those games, like with the Falcons, and like Kirk Cousins is about to snap the ball, and they like go and show this row of kids that are in the front row as fans, and I'm like, oh my God, he did the thing. So
I don't think this is necessarily on the director, but I did notice one of the last Monday Night Football, ESPN broadcasts I watched, the audio mixing for like the whole first half was not right. And I'm like, that's probably not the director's job. That's probably some other production job. But what are the odds that bad audio mixing followed Artie Kempner from Fox to ESPN? What are the odds?
So it was because the first Monday Night Football broadcast was a Vikings game. And it was that Vikings Bears game at the start of the year. And so like I turned it on early. I was watching all the pregame, and they had really highlighted the old director that he was replacing. And I was like, well, this is kind of weird. The reason he's brought on is because they have moved the old director and most of the high-end talent they had on the ABC ESPN broadcast and moved them to prepare for their Super Bowl that's like in a year or 2 away. Like they're doing a year or 2 of preparation for it.
Jeez.
Right. So like Artie's the backup plan. He's not the replacement.
Dang, well, good luck.
Good luck. Yeah. But that will do it. That'll do, Pig. That'll do. So again, we will be live next week on Danny's channel, February 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're giving our chase picks. It's basically your last chance to let me know that you want to stay in the fantasy league. Talking about the Clash. There's going to probably be some more free agent signings in the lower series and other things like that. So there'll be plenty to talk about next week. Be sure to come on in. We cannot wait to see you. Guys, season 9. Let's get it going.
We're here.
Wait. Here.
Let's do it.
Alcohol to do cheers with, but
yeah.
Thanks
for being with us, everyone.
Later, y'all.
See you on my channel next week.
Bye.
Drivers, start your engine!
Be plenty of carnage, full head on them, wound up, yeehaw, boys. Holy. It's a junkyard. Spend too much time hitting people. Chill a second. No gas, gotta hang off here. Don't overdrive. Just let me do my job. 10 times. I don't care if I wreck the whole field. I'm over him. God, what is he doing?
Did you ever think you would see that?